What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Welcome, brand new Poker Live podcast. My name is Joey One, aka Chicago Joey. Today on the podcast, we're going to be joined by fellow poker player, YouTuber, cryptocurrency enthusiast, business owner, man that does 100,000 different things in the entire world, Douglas Polk. We're going to be talking about what Doug's been up to. We're going to be talking about some recent new upswing poker news over there with the new tournament course, which you can find a link for in the description below. Shout out to Affiliate Poppy. We're also going to be talking about the current state of the poker world, online poker, live poker, poker content, and we're going to be talking about the current midlife crisis that Doug and myself are going through. So with that, I welcome to the podcast the supreme leader, aka Six Pack Polk, aka debatably one of the best heads of known home players in the entire world, debatably one of the best poker business owners in the entire world, debatably one of the best YouTube content creator strategists in the entire world, even though he didn't think about making MMA videos like me. We're joined by the man, Doug Polk. What's up, Doug? Welcome to the podcast, buddy.
What's up, guys? It's good to be on debatably one of the best podcasts in the YouTube space. So it's great to be here for debatably what should be an enjoyable one for you guys to listen to with what debatably could be some good topics.
Yes, exactly, man. Man, it's good to be back, huh, Doug? We haven't been a podcast in a bit, couple months. It's good to be back, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Yeah, we haven't done a podcast in like at least a couple months. They all like we've done so many. I don't know if it's been like 2 months or like 5 months or whatever, but it's good to like stop by, like check up. You know, I feel like both of us are some of the last people really trying to like fight for, you know, what's good in poker and like sticking up for people. So, you know, I think it's good every now and then for us to get together and just have two guys who aren't goddamn fucking corporate shills for a second.
Oh, are you starting already? Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know. Now I know what level we're at. Okay. So wait, what are you saying? Are you saying you've been seeing a lot of corporate shills out there in the poker world? I don't know. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, I think it's debatable. It's definitely debatable that it's happening out there in the world. But you know what I'm saying? We talked about this the other day. We got some hookah with Joey, and we're talking about like So Life, right? What's up with that? And we were talking about like in poker, kind of like the way that everything, you know, how the whole landscape is and like, you know, what it's like in the poker community. And, you know, really, if you think about it, if, you know, me or Joey doesn't call out someone for doing something shady or like the ACR investigations that Joey went spiraling down for a couple of weeks, or like, you know, some of the rake stuff I've done or whatever it is, if we don't cover those stories, we don't try and bring stuff to light, try and, you know, help protect people, no one's going to do it. So yeah, like I just kind of talking about what we talked about the other day, and I thought that'd be a good topic to kick it off on. But you know, if you had something else in mind, that's fine with me too.
I don't mind that topic, and you know, I think that's you know, I think that this conversation between us got started because there was something going on with party poker out there, which it's a situation I'm not 100% familiar with. I've tried reading through it, and there was Ryan the Plan on Twitter said something about is someone going to speak up about what's going on with party poker, and he tagged me, tagged Poker News, and you know, something that I said was like, well, I aren't other people in the community capable of creating a discussion about this and then creating more awareness in the poker community about topics like this or about different topics related to this? And I mean, I don't know. I would think that they are, but I guess we don't really see much of that. We haven't seen much of that in this past few years for the most part when it comes to things like that going down.
I actually just finished recording like 15 minutes ago, a news video I'm putting out probably tomorrow or the day after. And one of the stories I talk about is the party poker thing because, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gotten enough people looking at it. But, you know, I went through that thread you're talking about with everyone just like yelling different things in there. It makes it a little hard to kind of put all the pieces together when you've got 100 people yelling different things. But the best that I can understand it is it's kind of like this. Party poker had a series of live events where there was guarantees. And what they would do is they would have this stable of players who were backed that if it looked like a tournament wasn't going to reach its guarantee, or maybe in order to make sure that it got to the guarantee or whatever it was, they would kind of put essentially these players in where my understanding is some cut of the money would end up going back to the company should they cash. So like maybe the player gets 40% and then 60% goes back to the company. And so there are some serious issues with that kind of at a few different levels. I think the most direct one is that it effectively reduces the guarantee, because if you have $1 million guarantee, but a third or a fourth or 10th or whatever amount of the field is put in by the company, well, then 60% of their profit is going back to the company. So it effectively lowers that guarantee amount that you can actually win. And then there's also some other issues like soft play. Are people colluding with each other to try and move up in the tournament at your expense, which is always something you worry about in tournaments. And then it even becomes a problem with like, well, what happens if the floor gets called over and there are two people who are in an argument and one guy is working for the house and one guy is not? Who gets the nod? Whose side are they going to take? So I think that there's a bunch of problems with that issue specifically. And then there was a second level to it. There was a post by Marty Mathis where he tweeted out basically a story of what happened, where essentially there were these dollars called Party Poker Live dollars. And in the terms and conditions of the dollars, they can only be used for live events. But if you were part of that stable, you could use them to buy into stuff online, right? So it's like now these dollars are much more easy.
Isn't that alleged? Is it allegedly, or is that been confirmed by some of the people? Because I've seen that mentioned in some of the conversations people have had.
So I don't know anything. I just say words, but this is what some people are alleging, right? Okay. So, but people I trust, Joey, not like some like random. Like I saw like a post, I had 2 posts who just registered and like, yeah, they're scammers. Like guys I know, right? Like I've known Marty for a long time, and these are things that he had to say. So, yeah, I mean, my understanding is that we got at bare minimum some shadiness. And then I guess that kind of brings up the topic of like stables and poker and like what's ethical, and opens up all kinds of new questions that I think that people are starting to ask.
So what are your thoughts? Because so kind of what you're mentioning with Party Poker thing is what the thread's about, is something about the BRS Staking Corporation. And like I said, I read through a little bit, and it's something to me. I don't necessarily understand the whole tournament world. I don't understand the staking world. And some people I talked to out there about it said, oh, isn't this a good thing? Because then they're getting more players. They can have higher guarantees. The players that they're bringing in are debatably not very good at poker. So wouldn't that be a good thing instead of a bad thing? And I don't know, what's kind of your thoughts on the situation after reading more through it?
Yeah, so there are some points to be made there, but the whole like this is a good thing is not true, because what's better for you? Overlay or just like straight up free money, or a guy in there, representing the company actually playing and trying to win? Definitely free money. Free money is it's the tastiest money, Joey. It's the easiest to win. So I definitely do not think it's the case that it's helping people. Sure, like these guys who are being backed to put in, they're probably not the strongest players, but they're also probably players that have some kind of baseline strategy. They've probably been coached to some extent. They probably have I'm sure, I've seen the way stables operate, they have some kind of these are our ranges, this is how we approach poker, some basic coaching and whatnot. So no, I don't think it's a good thing to have these players in there in these tournaments, especially when it's not known that they're in some way connected to the site. Then it's just kind of unfair to the players who don't have the knowledge.
So what do you think should be done about this?
Well, I don't think it should be. I don't think sites should do it. I don't think you should be able to put in your own team of players to make sure you hit guarantees. I just think that's not ethical behavior. We still need to see the full story. We still need to get some Party Poker representatives to kind of come forward with exactly what happened, and maybe that will clear up some issues. Maybe there are some things that aren't as true as they kind of seem given what people are saying. But don't do shady stuff. I don't know. It's not like rocket science here, Joey. Don't do things that are kind of unfair to a lot of the players, in your tournaments.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Party Poker Live dollars, and you mentioned something that Marty Mathis posted in the 2+2 thread. I talked with Marty for about an hour about this as well, too. And what's kind of your understanding about what happened with that situation with Party Poker?
Well, I want to do a little more research on that aspect specifically, because I'm a little confused as to the way that it exactly went down. But essentially, if you won these dollars, then you could only spend them on a live event unless you were part of the stable. And so then the value of those dollars is significantly higher if you are part of the stable, because you have more ways you can use them, more ways you can spend them. And so people that are taking part in these promotions who don't have that option, they're basically spending money to be a part of this promotion that isn't as valuable as these other guys' money, and that should not be a way that you want to operate as a site. Now there's also some leaderboard stuff. Like Party Poker had this leaderboard where if you finish in a certain rank, you won some bonus money. and basically like they were filling the spots with their own guys to try and make sure that like more of that money was won by their guys. So I don't know, man. It's just not a good look. It's just not. None of this stuff is a good look, and you definitely want to be trying to treat people fairly on your site.
Add it to the list, huh, Doug? Add it to the list.
Add to the list.
I mean, to be honest with you, I've heard about this, and people are like, "Oh, it's terrible." I'm like, I know about 4 things I think might be worse. I mean, I don't like. There's you go. We can go down the site. You line up a site. I'm gonna tell you something crazy that's probably going on in the site, man. So it's, pick your poison out there these days. Do you want to go fuck around with my man Phil Nagy down in Costa Rica with America's Card Room with Phil Nagy, watching the lobby blind and making random security checks there and playing in his live cage event and not playing on his site allegedly? I mean, do you want to go do that? Or do you want to go on PokerStars where they said they don't want you to win? They don't want winning players on the site. You want to go with one of the other sites in the Chinese app sites where you're playing against 3 people on the same account, or the teams of colluders on there? You want to go deposit on PP Poker through one of your Instagram local agents, a guy who maybe or may or not have a criminal record out there? You want to go take your chance there? You want to go play on WorldSeriesOfPoker.com that doesn't understand what marketing means, and I don't even know if they actually actively try to promote the site outside of a generic email they send out once a day to people that signed up on the site. Pick your poison, buddy. You want to go play on that site with the uncapped rake for a pot limit Omaha, so when you go play a $10,000 pot, they're going to take $300 out of the pot?
In my very, very, very biased opinion, I like WSOP.com, and I mean, I guess that's just because I had a good experience there. But the play was quite soft. I definitely didn't feel like I was being colluded against at all. I definitely don't think there was any botting going on, Joey. There were no bots. In fact, if there were bots playing against me, those are the bots that you want to have in your game. It's because it was just something else entirely. So yeah, I mean, WSOP is always going to. I view that site different, just because
I view the site different too. I view the site different too, man. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good option to play on. I mean, I wish they marketed it better. I wish I could log in from my place on the Las Vegas Strip, but apparently I can't because they can't find my location. So I wish that was easier. I wish I could do that. And
this is really funny because a lot of people talk about this, but basically, if you want to play in WSOP, you can play in Nevada, New Jersey, and Delaware. And I get asked all the time, like, I try to log in and play, but it won't let me. And here's why. This is some really stupid shit, Joey. This is unbelievably stupid shit. But basically, they verify through your Wi-Fi card.
Okay.
Not your internet source, your Wi-Fi card. So if you have a desktop that's plugged in, not a Wi-Fi card, so they don't know where you're at. You could be anywhere. You could be in any part of the world. So I actually have, and I was showing someone this the other day. Fuck it. Not gonna. It's just a Wi-Fi like thing. But I have a hard lined in desktop, and I just have to plug in a Wi-Fi card so that I can prove I'm in Nevada while also being connected hardline to the internet. That's how you have to do it. It's some really top notch stuff. But the thing is, like, you can only play on this site from Delaware, New Jersey, and Nevada. So it's not gonna have massive player pools. Obviously, the stakes aren't gonna be that high. But at least you're probably getting a fair shake. I'll say that.
I agree. Listen, that's all we're looking for out there, I think, these days. Looking for maybe someone monitoring a security network behind the scenes and that type of thing like that. You're gonna get paid out, which is good. And yeah, I did realize that as I tried playing on my desktop, and I went onto the help site for WSOP.com, and I said, okay, like, first of all, their help page isn't very thorough. Okay, they don't even have information updated that says you can play on there from Nevada. It just I'm reading through it. It just talks about if you're in New Jersey. I said maybe they spend a couple minutes. Let's update this help list they have here. And then, yeah, you cannot play if you're on a desktop. I mean, I guess this makes sense if it's 2002, but we are in 2018. But whatever, we make concessions. And then I tried going on my laptop. I was looking at the Strip on my beanbag chair, and it just said couldn't do it. I called up service or the support. I said, talking to Mike from, I think Mike was living somewhere in India, he said. And yeah, we were having a discussion about it. And I was just like, man, I can't believe this is what people would have to go through if they really wanted to play online poker in one of these states. And they could, like, this is the steps. There's no online support really. There's no Twitter support. There's no anything like that for the site. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is.
Games are good though. If you can find your way through the Wi-Fi card into the Holy Land, you can make some money, I think.
That's true, man. That's true. What's kind of been your involvement in online poker or poker world these days? How much you been paying attention to what's going on and what's your status on that?
Yeah, so I find myself at least checking things almost more out of habit than anything. Like when I wake up, you're like going through some emails, you're having a coffee, you're getting your day going. I'm like, oh, head over to 2+2, see what's happening in MVG. Up, yep, still full of idiots. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like it's just it's like baked into the way that I start my day. So I still keep up from time to time, check on like the R poker streets, check on 2+2 streets, all that stuff. Um, I keep like a loose eye on it, just like a little bit of an eye on it. But yeah, I played a little bit of poker the last couple of days, just some like real casual stuff. I played this $500 tournament for this blockchain conference that was going on. It was extremely funny. It was like all these guys, they're there for like this Bitcoin thing. So it was really, it was a fun atmosphere. Like people were just having a good time and joking around. Obviously it's a small stakes tournament, but still good to see that going on. I stopped by Aria, played a little 510 the other day. I was in the neighborhood. I was like, yeah, let's like buy in. Let's play a little 510 with some of the people. So that was fun too. But nothing serious, man. Like my game plan for the time being is to create upswing content and occasionally maybe play some poker when I feel like it, and then make some YouTube videos every week or two or something like that. I think my overall relationship is going to be like just every now and then I'll stop by and do some stuff. I do like the world of poker. I am very thankful for poker, and of course I want to make sure that we're doing a good job with upswing. So yeah, I would say that that's my like sort of like rough plan moving forward.
Sounds like a pretty good plan. What do you think has been some of the big things that have happened in poker since the World Series poker ended? Because I feel like in years past, there were always, maybe because online poker was more of a thing and the cash games were more of a thing on there. And we discussed a lot of who's winning, who's losing, and the battling that went on there. And that's sort of been taken away to a large degree right now in terms of people paying attention to it or posting hands or really talking about it. So what do you feel like have been some of the things that strike you as memorable to take place in the poker world in these past few months?
See, I know where Joey's driving this because we had this talk in person, and you're going around the bush, like you're pretending like this is a new question that you're asking, but we both know what it is, and we were joking because the biggest thing that's happened in poker in 2 months, the biggest story, the most groundbreaking shit was Will Kassouf palming chips at a roulette table. That's the number one story, right? Like what story is bigger than that's happened in the last year or two? Or not, sorry, not year or two, a month or two.
I guess I don't know. I think that might be the biggest story. As sad as it might be, I think that's the big story in poker. I don't know. Poker Masters went down. You see that?
Yeah.
Masters, just pay attention to that.
No.
Okay. Let me see what else happened.
Yeah, that's a real sad counter, Joey. We're like, yeah, we had an app go down. See this? You hear about this?
What else happened? What else happened? What else happened? What else happened? Something about Kate Hall. People are saying in the chat. I didn't pay attention to that. Did you pay attention to that? The Kate Hall and Chad Powers thing?
I weighed in a little bit, but like, so okay. So that story is tough because what it sort of boils down to is what they agreed to. Basically, Kate wanted out of, and this is my understanding of the situation, Kate wanted to end a stake. Chad wanted to keep it going. They had some amount of markup, or sorry, some amount of makeup. And they had disagreement on what was originally agreed to, and it was not in writing. It was over the phone or in person or whatever. So basically, one of them said that we agreed that if we ever end the stake, you owe me all the money. Obviously, that was Chad as the backer. And then Kate said that I would obviously never make that agreement because why would I get a stake? Which,
Doug, let's just move on. I don't even want to talk about this. I'm gonna be honest.
So it's Kassouf. So it's the Kassouf thing.
Let's just move on. I can't be. I'm fucking sick of this stuff, man. Really, this is what we gotta talk about. Why can't we talk about the grand things happening?
What grand things? I don't
know, man. I don't know, man. Just fucking move on from this. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Upswing Poker Tournament course. So you recently released a new course with my man Nick Petrangelo out there. Mr. Beer expert himself, professional beer drinker. This guy makes some really good videos, by the way, that are non-poker related. So I cannot imagine the top quality poker related content this man's putting out, especially when I see some of those fun videos out there. So what's going on with the state of business for Upswing Poker in the poker world?
We'll just talk about Nick for a second. So obviously Nick is like an insane crusher. This guy has done extremely well on the high roller scene. He won a 100K WSOP this summer. Like very good online, very good live, super smart dude. So when I reached out to him and he wanted to work with us, like that was amazing. And I think that it's a win-win for everyone. Nick's going to put out, or he has put out, just absolutely fantastic content that can help people, including like lots of his own ranges. Like he's like, yeah, I could just use all my pre-flop ranges in the course. I was like, oh, like your actual, he's like, yeah, just like the stuff I use, because like I think it's the right answers. So he put like legitimately his like actual ranges and stuff that he uses into this course while continuing to play high rollers. This guy's a beast. But the videos you talk about are also amazing. I remember I saw one like a few years ago when I went to Vancouver to play a W Cube, I think, and or a scoop, or it doesn't fucking matter. They're the same thing. And I saw this video where like he was like I'm really excited to play in this tournament. Like, oh man, like we're gonna have so many deep. He's like, grow up, and then he like chugged a bottle of wine or whatever. It was like so like dry humor that was so good, and obviously the beer thing. So I mean, the guy's like got this very dry, sarcastic humor that it's just funny, man. Like he opens a lot of his videos in the chorus where he just like says like. He just like starts off like so like sarcastic and dry. It's like very funny. He's just a funny dude. But as far as upswing goes, like things are good, man. We launched a couple of courses this year. We had the 6max course with Educa back in I want to say February, but it might have been March. And then we launched this one with Nick about a couple weeks ago. So everything's been great. Lab has been good. I've been doing a lot of lab content lately. I made this module to help people like move up in stakes, kind of in conjunction with the whole bankroll challenge finishing. So tried to help people actually like, build their bankroll and move up and everything. So it's been good, dude. Everything's been good.
Yeah, tournament course just recently came out. It's been out for about 2 weeks now. Sales when that been going strong. Are we allowed to talk about that NDA? Do you have an NDA with yourself? I know that NDAs are popular in recent discussions.
NDA for what?
Do you have an NDA with yourself to not be able to talk about how well the course has been going?
Well, I'm not going to disclose all. I know that we live in an age that seems like now what we do is whenever things do anything, we tell all the numbers publicly and we tell stories, Joey. We tell stories. I'm not going to say any rumors, but we do tell stories. But I'm actually not going to be telling any stories today. So yeah. It's gone well though. We got a good group of guys. Feedback's been awesome about the course, and I think a lot of people are excited.
Do you feel like there's still a lot of people out there trying to learn poker, trying to get better at poker? Because everyone that tells me the live poker scene's thriving, the games are up, the tournament registration for people are up. And so it seems like it is going pretty strong in the live poker front.
Yeah, that's really where things are at today. I think online poker has a lot of hurdles to overcome in the near future. As botting becomes stronger, as solutions become better, and as computer hardware becomes stronger so that you can compute closer to real time, we're going to see more and more people that are going to struggle to win because of all of these bot type programs that people can have, and that's the scary thing. I think particularly one of the main reasons why a lot of nosebleed high stakes stuff has dried up online is that, do you really want to be playing against someone that could be a bot that is like playing like a very close to perfect solution of the game you're playing? No, you don't, because it's for a lot of money. So that's a scary thing. I think there are some solutions. There's no like great solutions. I do think that the amount of time you get for decisions should probably be lower. I think that can help alleviate some of the issues. But I think the biggest thing that we probably need to do more, at least at the high stakes, is embrace new game types that are yet to be solved or can take a while to solve. Because if you were changing game types somewhat quickly, there were always new games coming up, well, it would be a lot harder for computer software or for people to be creating programs to solve for these types of games. So yeah, I mean, high stakes is scary online, no doubt about it. I'm sure that these bots are now making their way into mid and low stakes games in some capacity. I'm sure different sites take different approaches to how strongly they're trying to combat it. I do think that it's something that will be an issue moving forward. Now, kind of on the other side of it, live poker, it's obviously going to get tougher over time because people get better. But the thing about live poker that you got going for you, Joey, is that you have to be at a casino or at the game. Like, you have to physically be there. And so you're always going to have like some weak spots because you're just not going to find like 8 or 9 extremely good players in the same spot all the time. It's just not going to happen. So I do think that some live tournament series are growing. We're seeing some numbers increase. I do think there are a lot of great cash games out there still, but you just got to be a little more careful now when you're playing online.
Do you think it's still feasible for people out there to make a comfortable living or make a living playing the online poker cash game streets?
I definitely think you can make a living, but just not like a amazing one like you could back in the day. There's no doubt you can still make 6 figures online. Yeah, especially if you're shopping sites and you're finding good spots, but can you make 7 figures? No. those days are gone. Now, I'm not saying that no one will make seven figures. I'm sure there's a guy or two every year, or a few guys that will find a way to make it happen. But it's not realistic anymore. Those days are gone.
Yeah, I think the big ability you have to have now is, I think there's certain sites you can still find and you can find, you can play on, you can do well on. But I think the more money you want to make, the more sites you have to shop, and the more groups you have to get into, and the more agent sites you have to get onto, and the more sort of hurdles you have to try to jump over, the more random people that you sort of don't know that you're sending money to play on different sites. That's sort of become a skill of trying to figure out how to navigate that whole entire area of things.
Absolutely. Still a decent amount of online tournaments, I think, to be won. I think tournaments in general are more profitable than cash games, just because you dilute the amount of good regs per table and stuff, right? Like a reg can only be at one place at one time in a tournament. So if you have like 10, 20, 50 good regs in a tournament, there's still going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of other players who are not good regs, dare I say even bad regs, that are playing in the tournament. So there's still certainly EV to be won in those fields. But yeah, the mid to high six online cash, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I imagine you'll be able to still make a living at online poker for a pretty decent amount of time. I mean, and then from there on, there's always going to be people making a living from there. You just have to get really good, and the bar you have to get really good is just going to increase and increase. And if you don't, then you have to bum hunt, or you have to game select, or you have to site select, or you have to be very, very careful on who you're playing against, and try to put yourself in situations where it might be some out of line activities happening at that table or on that site. And yeah, I think that's very tough to manage for somebody who's new to poker. Whereas people that have been in poker for a long time, they sort of have an idea of what to look out for, and what might be fishy or what might not add up to them. Whereas if you're a new player trying to make it, I feel like trying to navigate all these different things is very challenging. And if you end up on the wrong site, or if you end up on the wrong table and you're getting cheated against by bots or by other players working together or anything like that, it's very tough for it to overcome. And I think at some point in time, you just don't come back. Whereas maybe before, if you deposited on a Poker Stars or a Bodog or a Phil Tilt, or whatever, any of those other sites, you at least had a chance. It was kind of easy. You put money on there, you got in the game. Most likely you're getting a fair shake. And yeah, sure, sometimes the site shut down and took your money and you didn't get any of your money. I guess that's kind of bad too. I don't know, man.
That was a really great conclusion, Joey. It was an uplifting speech that ended in like, yeah, it's not just get scammed. What do you think? What could be done to help the state of online poker?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Doug. I've worried about that for the first, I don't know, 6 months of this year, maybe the last 6 months of last year. I put out a lot of videos. I talked about it a ton, and I ain't really heard nothing from anybody else out there. So I kind of lost my passion I had for it, man. Even now, if people are listening to me talk about this, like, I'm not as sharp about what I'm saying about these different things, just because I was obsessed about it for about a year. We talked about the rake thing for a very long time. I saw the reaction from other poker players in the community. I saw the reaction from media in the community. I saw the reaction from the operators in the community. And people didn't want to fucking hear about it. They didn't want it. It's too much complaining, too much drama, too much negativity. They didn't want to think about it. They didn't want to try to figure out solutions for it. No one else seems to be interested in anything outside of preserving their bottom line, which I can completely understand as well too. Making money at poker is a very stressful thing. It's hard to do. But yeah, I think for me, I don't know, man. I haven't really seen much from anybody else out there. Maybe once in a while they might chime in. That's about it. So I got to say, my passion and belief that we can really make some sort of large difference that has a lasting impact has definitely faded away. And right now, I mean, I'm just kind of sitting back watching what happens and go from there.
Well, this is going to be an uplifting podcast.
You don't think so?
What about dreams, Joey? Whatever happened to dreams?
I love that. I like the segues that you work in here of things that we've recently discussed. This is perfect. But no, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I agree. It's I don't know. I'm sure there's definitely still dreams of making it at poker, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people out there do have them, and it's still very possible too. But I do think that for other people, what their old dreams were obviously evolve once they achieve those dreams, and then they figure out new dreams. And I think maybe for yourself or for myself, that might be the state of things that we're in right now.
Yeah, I mean, like at some point you get jaded, and this is like really the tough thing with poker. It's like at some point you're in one of two camps, right? You either become the corporate shill, or you're just the crazy guy yelling about it from the fucking rafters. And like I decided I wanted to be the crazy guy in the rafters. But then eventually you're in the rafters and you're like, it's cold up here. And I'm just yelling stuff for no gain, for no reason, because I want to be helpful to everyone. But then meanwhile, the corporate shills are plugging away and they have some new chests out. And then you're just that crazy guy in the rafters.
Mm. Is
You
that
know?
what you feel like? You feel like the crazy guy in the rafters?
I think we're the crazy guys in the rafters.
Oh boy.
I
Yeah.
think I think Joey has definitely had his crazy guy in the rafters moments.
I didn't
Now
lost my mind this year, Poppy. I lost my mind for sure.
an important distinction. I think that we're right, but no one wants to hear the guy in the rafters yelling he's right, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think people enjoy it for a first month, but then when you keep it up, yeah, it's I mean, something I've definitely noticed from kind of taking a stance against certain things or making, I guess, making drama out of certain subjects is that there's definitely people in poker that start to dislike that or dislike you or associate you with drama or associate you with these type of things, and then don't necessarily want to associate with that as well too. So
Yeah, it's
I,
funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because one thing that I've seen way more in poker than in some of the other, content spaces is that people in poker have very, very thin skin. And because everyone is so tied to like their businesses or like their contracts or who they're representing, no one will like if you say something negative about someone, people are like, oh wow, you're attacking them. Why are you doing it for the views? Because you just want to attack them? It's just like calm the fuck down. Like people just take themselves too seriously. You can't joke around about stuff. And then when someone does something wrong, there's tons of just like cover it up, just like it'll go away. Just like, we need to keep the status quo going here because people just want to, it's in their best interest to do so. And you don't see that in a lot of other spaces, like I guess like the best example that I have is from some of the content I made in cryptocurrency where like I made fun of some scammers and stuff and all that. And like a lot of people really loved that content. They loved hearing about those stories. They loved like, getting a warning about it. Or some of the guys I even trolled about like, their currencies being like worthless or whatever. And then I see some of those guys like follow me on Twitter or talk about it or joke around with me or whatever. And like, it's not the same. It's not like in poker, people have so much to try and protect that they just they're not going to be okay with anyone really kind of trying to fuck that up for them.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense too. It makes sense why people would be that way. And I've kind of talked about this before, why people don't want to speak up about things or talk about things or get involved with things in terms of
what?
things.
Yeah, let me ask you, what's in it for you to speak up against like some of the bad things happening, to speak out against stars or ACR or party poker or whatever scummy thing someone did, or if someone's stealing money, or if a well-known pro, like what's actually in it for you to do those things? People are like, oh, you're gonna get all the views. What views, man? It's poker. You're gonna get 100K people to watch something. It's not like you're like sitting there printing. Like guys, if you get 100K views on YouTube, you're gonna make at best $200. Okay, so it's like you're not like sitting there and like in your high horse, like, finally got them. Like I made $200 or $400 or whatever it ends up being. Like what you alienate yourself from a lot of the people who might give you money and the big contracts that you're looking for, especially as content creators, dude. 90% of content creators are in it because one day they want to get picked up by stars. That's the dream to them. Dreams, Joey. Dreams. Mm-hmm. One day they can represent stars, and oh, how sweet it would be. That's why they get involved. And if you pick battles, that's not going to happen to you. That's not going to happen for you down the road. And so ultimately you have to decide like what's more important to you and do the thing that makes the most sense. And if you want to have a career in poker, you kind of have to just be really like pro stars and stuff. It's in your best interest to do so. There's no other side. There's no other play really for you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that also a lot of players are also seeing the other people often. They're seeing the people from the company often. They interact with these people on a very regular basis if they're tournament players and they play the live tournament world. So, I mean, plus not to mention just the stress of poker and the ups and downs and the emotional roller coaster poker sends you on is so big that when it comes to where you can put your mental energy trying to win at poker, that's all in right there. So it's just really hard to start worrying about this or worry about that, especially when you decide, okay, if I do worry about that, well, then I'm going to have people angry at me. Maybe someone wants to fight me. Maybe I just have to worry. And a fight's probably not going to happen. But the thought of that to some people, they just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to argue with anyone. They don't want to fight with a poker site or anything like that. So I think that's why you see things that happen with that. And, even the party poker stuff now, I haven't heard anyone else really talk about it at all. It seems like something that should probably be discussed. by people that have more knowledge about it. Not me and you don't really have much knowledge about what's happening. So I don't think we're the best people to dig into it or talk more about it. But then right now, I mean, you're not going
I,
to really talk about it, or
I don't know, man. Investigator Joey, Sherlock Poppy, if you will, needs to get deep in the lab, get his tinfoil hat on, come up with some conspiracy theories, and bring it all to light. What do you
well, I
say?
got some conspiracy theories, brother, but I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again. That's not my next investigation. Will not be anything related to poker. My next investigation will be something related to outside of poker for sure.
Well, then let's talk about that, Joey. What do you got planned, man? Where are you going from here if you're not going to be investigating who the latest Russian bots are?
Well, hopefully more big MMA stuff happens, because it turns out people really love my MMA videos that I've been doing. These I did about 5 or 6 videos, and they've definitely, and people, I don't know, some people were funny. They said they were congratulating me like I won a tournament. People were sending me text messages like, "Puppy, congrats!" Like people are messaging. I'm like, oh my god, I nothing's changed besides last week. I literally have made a very similar video about poker, and okay, and then I make this, and people are like, "You've done it. You did it, Poppy. You did it. Break out the red panties, baby. You did it." I'm like, man, it's pretty.
Bro, you did a 7 million view video. 7 million.
No.
I want to make sure that I get the numbers right on this. So forgive me while I quickly look this up. But if my numbers are correct, I believe in your entire YouTube career going into 2 weeks ago, you had done, I'm going to say 14 million views.
I think so.
And
yeah.
you did 7 million views in one video, which, by the way, it was a good video, objectively good video, very informative, hard-hitting facts. Like you gave a good run through everything. That has to be like insane. What was it like when you were seeing that shit happen?
I don't know. I couldn't believe it was happening. I mean, I thought it would do well. I was talking with Big J, shout out Big Jonah Hunger Man. And I told him, I was like, maybe we'll do 100,000 views in this video right here. And then I put it up there, and the first hour it hit like, I don't know, first couple hours is like 20 or 30. I'm like, okay, this is going to be pretty big. And then it just kept going up from there. It's very different because in the other spaces, the views, in poker, they just go down, 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 and then they sort of subside, and then they kind of steady out depending on what the video content is. Whereas in MMA, it just kept going. It would go up and then down and then up at peak hours and down. It was more like a roller coaster. It's something that I really haven't seen happen with many of my poker videos out there in the past. And I don't know, the comments out there, I got to say, the comments that were left on my videos for those were very positive towards me, but they were very, very negative towards Conor McGregor and Dana White. And the things that people were saying really made me not want to read the comments, because they were some fucked up shit people were talking about in there. So it was, I don't know, it was eye-opening in a lot of ways, in that like you're creating content and you put things out there, and then this is the kind of reaction you're generating from so many people out there of just hate and negativity. Well, and
I mean, dude, like, so let's just say you took a random sample of 1 million people. How many of them do you think are like kind of fucked up?
Well, I don't know. I guess a lot. I don't know. I probably.
I mean, is it 1%? Is it 0.1%?
Because
like it doesn't take it doesn't take a very large percentage to, when you get to like a 7 million view video, that if 50K crazy people are there, some fucked up shit's gonna get posted, or 10K people or whatever.
No, that's a good point.
It's just gonna happen.
That's true. There'll always be. That's a good point. Kind of something you have to accept and embrace, and I don't know. I'll figure out how to embrace that part at some point in time. So
yeah.
It was very fun. It definitely made me realize that I really enjoy just making videos and making content. It doesn't necessarily have to be specific to poker. And you kind of mentioned something the other day about the idea of having a dream and building up something and improving on something. And I think in poker, for the most part, there really isn't much more of a ceiling for yourself, or, for myself, I could hit that, but I think I'd have to do some other things and create some other types of content, because I think the best content that people want to watch in poker right now is Nolan Hold'em hands and vloggers, and then the Twitch streams. So I think if you're not doing one of those things, I don't think it's going to be as successful, I guess. But then even then, like, what are you successful for? What, like where does that take you to? Where do you go from there? Like, you're successful in an industry where the sites are just trying to fuck over the players, and they're trying to prevent people from winning at the actual, it's just like, what are you even trying to get to at this point anytime anymore?
Well, the ceiling is very low in poker. I mean, dude, you did one MMA video. Legitimately, your first MMA video did 7 million views.
Yeah.
It's not even possible to do that in poker. It's not even like the best poker video. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's one somewhere, but like it's just not possible. The ceiling is so low.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's another whole debate about the idea of what's success to you. Is it views? Is it doing something that you love? Is it a combination of both? Is it seeing growth and playing a game? Is it like, because that's sort of what people say is, oh, are you just want to make content strictly for views? And I was thinking like that. I'm like, not really. I didn't make any of my video. I've never really been about getting the most views out of something. I just sort of cared about making something that I enjoyed making, that I cared a lot about. And that's been some sort of poker related in the past. And I think my execution and my strategy could have been different, better, more consistent. There's certainly a lot of things I could have done better in the past in poker specifically. And, I guess that's the sort of question I'm trying to figure out is what is the idea of success to me? What would make me happy? Is it making poker videos that, a few thousand people watch, or is it making more mainstream videos that cover mainstream topics that more of the world cares about, that people are going to be engaged with and enjoy on a bigger basis?
So yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's obviously a blend, right? Like if you have to wake up and do shit that you hate every day, that's no way to live. But if you also wake up and you make videos you love every day and no one watches them, that's also no way to live. Sure, maybe you can pat yourself on the back that you did a great job, but if no one even sees it, dude, it's like it didn't even happen. So obviously there's a blend that you have to try and go for with your strategy and figure out what that is. But at least from like the standpoint of creating YouTube content, it is way more fun to make videos that are more popular. It just is. There's more people engaging, more people watching it. You get more feedback. It's more enjoyable. It just is. It's part of the whole YouTube game. It's just the way that it works. So I don't think that it's something that you have to be like, oh, I'm not in it for the views. Like, I think it's okay to be in YouTube content to have people watch it. I've never really understand like, oh man, Doug just in it for the views. It's like, okay, I'm in it to get people to watch videos I make. Why is that bad? Now, obviously, your content needs to be good. You have to have like a good strategy to a well-packaged video, a good delivery of the content, some jokes, some good stuff worked into the content. I'm not saying have shit content. Make good content and then try and have people watch it. That's really what your goal should be. But try and do it in subjects that you actually enjoy. I think that's like the overall goal.
That's actually a big thing I've been thinking about lately, is that all the stuff in the past year that I've been studying or thinking a lot about or talking about with other people is none of my content I've made. I'll be honest with you. Like that's not what I watch. I watch a lot of other stuff. I read a lot of other stuff that are just related to more, I don't even know what the topic is called. Like, what is the meaning of success, or what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a good person? What is those sorts of things like that.
Damn, shit's getting deep on the pod today.
And and I also study a lot of video editing. I love making videos, and I love editing photos, and I like creating memes and marketing and advertising, and none of that stuff really goes into my content. My content's still pretty poker based, and I guess there's really not much more to study for me when it comes to Potman Omaha or poker in general. I don't really have any sort of aspirations for a point of success that I want to get to in poker anymore, because to me that ceiling's very capped when it comes to online Potman Omaha. And live Potman Omaha, it just comes down, I can play whatever I want, and I just have to sell more action. So if I want to go play the highest stake game I could possibly find for PLO, I just sell more action. So it's sort of this weird little thing of, what's my motivation for wanting to stay up and top of poker and what's happening, because I'm not sure if I'm even going to get to use that knowledge or information at any point in time in the future. So I just started studying a lot more, and doing the podcast has actually been a gift and a curse, because you learn so much from other people that you want to start investigating it yourself. And then once you start investigating it, you realize, wow, I really enjoy this, or I enjoy that, or I enjoy that. And then you spend more time on that, and then you spend less time on poker. So it's been a weird experience from that standpoint. I didn't expect that to happen.
For the last year or so, to let you guys in on the Joey and I meetups where we meet up or get hookah or whatever, hang out and shoot the shit, it always eventually boils down to like, we got to try and do something different and like make some content that is more relevant to like the world, because like, how long are we going to do this for? Are we going to be 50 years old and like tweeting about the latest like 888 like scandal? No, we're not going to be doing that. And so it's just kind of a question of like, when do you sort of make that transition? But this is something that at least I feel, and I'm pretty sure Joey does too, like it feels sad to do that, because you've worked so long and so hard in one industry to get to where you are today, to have the knowledge that you have, to actually get to be an expert and know what's going on, and all this work and time and effort you put in to be here. It feels sad to, like, I'm not saying throw that away, but, like, have that be sort of more on the back burner while you try and pursue something new. It feels like a little bit like you're losing something that you always loved,
Yeah. No, I agree completely. That's sort of the way I feel about it too, is that it's kind of tough. We always you always suggest to me, why don't you just, focus on other content, focus on something that you've been telling me this for about over a year. To be honest with you, you've been telling me this for a while. And I've always been like, man, I don't know. I like poker. I still love poker. I love poker. I love the community. I love the people that watch my shit. They're awesome. I love the people that I've met. I'm sure I've met people that are bad, but I've met a lot of awesome people in poker world too. So it's very hard to say, okay, I want to cut ties with that. And you've been doing it for what? We've both been involved here for over 10 years now. So it's,
but
really challenging.
Just take a step back and think about this for a moment. Look at what you did with MMA in like one video, and like what you were able to build there. And then think about what happened with me in cryptocurrency, like December or January. We took like trending topics that people were really into, that we have some knowledge about, and turned that into fairly large audiences of people that wanted to hear what we had to say. And like, when we think about like how much success, I mean, you obviously had way more success than I did in terms of like what you accomplished in such a short period of time. But, think about that and then compare that to how long you grinded in poker to create what you created. It's not even remotely close in terms of what you get back for what you put in. And so it is tough. It is tough to like try new things, possibly fail, but dream again. And like, one thing we were talking about a couple of days ago was, I think one thing that at least I did for sure was, rather than, I used to be like, I would wake up in the morning and I'd be like, today I'm making a video. You know why? It's a fucking day. And if it's a day, I'm making a goddamn video. I did that every single day. But what's kind of happened in the last year is I wake up and I ask myself, why am I making a video? What should it be on? What should I do? And rather than doing, I question. And that's not how you do it. You need to do first, question later, be active, figure out what you want to do. That's the way that you get to where you want to be. And so like a couple of days ago, I was talking with Joey. I'm like, you know what? All right, from now on, I'm not saying I'm gonna do a video every day, right? Because I don't want to make any promises. But I'm gonna wake up, and the first thing I do every day is I'm gonna make a video. It's probably gonna be on topics I like. I put one out today on like the upcoming elections. I'm gonna do videos on all kinds of stuff. Probably do like some mainstream news. I'll occasionally do some poker. I'll occasionally do some crypto. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what the mix is going to be. I don't know which stories I'm going to cover. I don't know what the channels are going to end up looking like. But what I do know is that when I wake up and make videos, I get to joke around and tell a story I want to tell, or like talk about something I want to talk about. And I do that every day. I have something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm always trying to move myself forward. And I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to get down to business and go from there later.
That was the big takeaway from the other day. That was what we decided on as we left. That was the decision we decided on. So, yeah, it's are you excited about that opportunity? Are you excited about that challenge?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like a little bit more like I have some direction, because another thing we talked about, it's like, for some of you guys in the chat, actually, I bet a lot of you guys are kind of on your own unique paths too, but we're just such off the beaten path of like what we do and where we're going and what our careers are, that it's just like, I'm not going to be able to go read a book on what do you do when you're a high stakes poker player who transitions into more digital businesses and then is trying to have a focus on content creation generally on the platform of YouTube, but maybe some live streams with a little bit of podcasting in. Oh, I got a great book on that. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Doug. We can definitely, that doesn't exist. It's not out there. You have to figure that shit out, figure out what you want to do. And so I think it's easy to get fixated on, well, what's the perfect thing to be doing? What do I need to exactly be doing? But I think you're kind of missing the point, which is like, you got to do something and it'll come to you with time. You'll figure out what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Doug, I think you convinced me. There's a few poker related videos I still want to make, and I'm going to make, but I want to do some more I've been thinking about some more ideas for investigation videos. And I don't know, I'm going to apply for the FBI. I'm going to try to get in the FBI and be a professional investigator and solve some cold cases out there.
What cases do you want to solve next here? What do you?
9/11.
No, don't do 9/11. Stop.
Fake shooter.
Stop.
Wait, that one's been solved, allegedly. Okay. No, wait, those are both solved. Never mind. Never mind. Those are
I
solved.
swear to God, Joey, if you become a conspiracy theorist channel, oh, I'll be so sad.
Conspiracy theory. Was PokerStars the sole owner of all the other poker companies in 2011 to 2015?
Yeah.
Whatever, man. No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I know you were talking about some ideas. What do you got? What do you? Or do you not want them to know what you might be working on?
I think a lot of my ideas are things around topics I said earlier about what is success to you, or what is friendship to you, and then specific genres that I enjoy, which is Fortnite, and why are certain people popular? Why is Ninja popular? Why is Doug Polk popular? Why are certain people at the position that they're at? What do they do well? What's special about them? And sort of create topics that engage the audience to want to participate and give their feedback and take things away from what they say and better formulate my own personal opinion on these things. I think those are the kind of things that I would like to kind of create and put out there as well. And yeah, kind of help better my own education and understanding and knowledge on different subjects.
I think that people would be interested in that. I think if you investigate different subjects that are passionate to you and that comes through in your work, I think that there will be a lot of people who enjoy it. Now, obviously, if you make a Fortnite video, I'm not going to watch it. But there will be people like probably age 9 who will. And maybe that's what you gotta do. You gotta get in the next up and up generation. Like that's
we gotta get him. We gotta hit him in. Maybe we get him into poker. We get him into a great game. Pop him in Omaha. Then.
Wow, that's a really great goal. You're gonna set out to get Fortnite kids gambling. What a guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna play, but maybe they can deposit on one of the Instagram agents. I don't know. Maybe, who knows?
But anyway, I'm sure there are people that would enjoy whatever you want to investigate. And there are some people that'll be there because they like what your work, and there are some people that'll be there just because they like the subject. But hitting a blend seems great anyway.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I'm going for. I think it'll bring in a lot of new audience. I'll still work in some poker related stuff from time to time. And the thing is I'm conflicted about is the podcast, because with the podcast, I still like to have a lot of people in poker on, but then if I start focusing on other content and mixing in poker related podcast guests, there's going to be some confliction, I assume, between people that view my stuff and kind of what's happening and that sort of thing like that.
You'll have subscriber burn.
Yeah,
for sure. Like 100%.
Yeah, I think that's just inevitable to happen. Someone said, am I going to do an acid trip with Kelly Minkins? So actually, Kelly Minkins coming back to town here in a few days, and I do think we're going to do a podcast, and there may or may not be some out-of-line activities happening in this podcast. So that is coming up, and that's going to be for audiences of all kinds. If you like people, you'll like that podcast.
What if you like acid? Will you like that podcast?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if acid's going to be involved, but they'll be
debatably. Would you like that podcast?
Yeah, I think you'd love the podcast for sure. Yeah. So we're going to do something when she's back here, and yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be a pretty good time. There's not going to be an orgy. No, it's not going to be an orgy. But Kelly's Minkin costume was Chun-Li, I believe. Chun-Li. Doug, you see any exciting poker hands? Like I posted that about this 7 deuce hand that they played on Friday Night Poker, because I still think Poker Central is doing some. Listen, I got to give a shout out to Poker Central. They're trying things out there, bro. They started up the Friday Night Poker. They have the Friday night. It's very entertaining. It's not necessarily high quality play in terms of strategy, but they're having a
bang.
What?
Bang.
Well, come on. It's supposed to be a joke. You're supposed to go there, have fun. They don't want you to go there, knit it up, not talk. Last week they were in costumes. Before that, Uncle Ron had a watermelon on the fucking table. Like, they want you to go there and have a good time, make it more of an enjoyable poker experience, not something where people are sitting there with the shoulder. I don't know, what the shoulder, whether the shoulder thing, Doug, with the glasses. I don't know. They don't want it to be like that. They want it to be fun. So I applaud that. I think that is a fun idea to try out. We'll see what happens. They're competing against Live at the Bike, and Live at the Bike has they have a very good product out there of high stakes poker on a consistent basis with players that people have come to know and enjoy watching. So from a competitive aspect, it's certainly there, but I don't think it necessarily matters to Friday Night Poker. I think they're still getting some pretty good viewers for their show. But yeah, I like ideas like that. I think that idea is pretty fun. And I do think, by the way, Doug, the PokerStars, what they did for this 25K event in the PCA coming up with all the qualifiers that they've qualified from all around the United States, I think that's one of the best ideas in poker this entire year. So I got to give them a shout out for that idea as well too.
Yeah, what exactly is going on with that? So they have they have a massive tournament going on, right? It's like a $10 million guarantee or something.
Yeah, it's a huge guarantee. They basically gave away 300 entries to people and various casinos or online things. Chris Moneymaker has had a tour in the United States where he'd go to casinos, and then they have I forgot what it's called, a platinum pass giveaway sort of thing like that. They let people give passes away, some of the Stars players and some of the Twitch streamers and things like that. So they would have a contest. Jamie Staples had the sweat, big sweat. What is it called? I don't know what it's called, but the sweat challenge where people had to lose
what
weight.
A fan. Why you gotta do Staples like that, Joey? Every podcast.
What do you mean?
Every podcast, just some bang bangs on Staples.
I was in it. I love what he's doing. He did a great.
I love what he's doing. It's like one of the best thing. It's called like something. It's like fucking like something. Like I love it. I just love what he's doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so glad he's doing the fucking whatever it is. Like great for him.
It's called the Ultimate Sweat Challenge, and he's doing a great job. I've watched some of the vlogs of some of
Bro,
the
I saw you Google that. You're looking in the corner of your goddamn fucking stream. You just goddamn Googled that shit.
Nothing here right now. It's just
you didn't know the name 1 minute ago.
I figured it out. I thought more about it. Big. It's something. It's the Ultimate Sweat Challenge. I believe that's what it is. It's a take on their weight loss challenge bet that him and his brother had. And yeah, I think that's a great idea. He was giving away some platinum passes, so it's been fun. There's going to be a lot of people down there who should. I watched one video. A guy was in a North Dakota or something, and he quit his job to prepare to play this tournament. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? But yeah, it's fun, man. I don't know. I'm excited for this. I want to see what comes from this. This is like an actual thing that people can aspire to dream to play, and I think that's something great and something that's really gone away from the poker world.
So if you win a 25K satellite and you're just some random guy it was in North Dakota?
I think it was North Dakota, yeah.
It doesn't really matter. But you're some random guy in some state. You probably have not played a ton of poker. You're probably not very good. If you can take your ROI from like minus 70% to like minus 30%, then you're actually making like a decent hourly to quit your job if you have a real shit job to improve your win rate. So might not be that bad of a move.
I know. I love this guy. I watched him. I loved the video. I watched PokerStars create these videos. They create these because I remember I met with someone PokerStars and I said they should really create some content for these winners. Like people, I want to know more about who the Platinum Pass winners are. Like let's give these guys their own story, their own segment, and kind of get their stories out there for people to watch, or just for them make it part of the package of winning the ticket there, winning the pass. And it's very cool to see that content actually being created at such a high level. I don't know how much money they're spending on this, but yeah, it's been fun to watch. I'm excited for that tournament, Doug. I might go play, Doug. Fuck it. You in? No, Doug's not in. Did he die?
No, I'm not in.
What do you think? We want to go down there. Maybe we get the same table with D-Negs. You and D-Negs.
Ooh, now you're really making me want to go, Joey. Now I'm like, oh, I wasn't gonna go, but when you put it like that.
I'm the mediator in the situation. I'll be the mediator. What about it? What do you think about a pod? Me, you, Daniel, we figure this out once and for all.
What is there to figure out specifically? I don't really understand what there is. There are facts and then there are not facts. So it depends on like kind of where you want to. I mean, I guess if you want to believe in your own facts, that could be a side. But yeah, I don't really see. I guess I don't see what the other side of the argument is, Joey. Can you explain what the other side is?
Listen,
one side is like they've increased the rake a bunch. They fucked over the players. They fucked over affiliates. What's the other side? Because I don't understand.
Listen, I'm the mediator. I'm in the middle. I'm the objective party. I'm that guy, Holt Blitzer or whatever, Wolf Blitzer or whatever the guy's name was that was moderating the presidential debates. I'm that guy. I'm Wolf Blitzer, okay? I'm in the middle. I don't have the answer to that question, Doug, but I know a guy that does have the answer to that question. His name is Daniel Grando. He's got that question.
I'm sure.
Listen, if you guys out there, if you want to see this go down, me in the middle, Doug on one side, Kid Poker on the other side, you smash that like button here. Let me and Doug and Daniel know that you want to see that because I think it could happen. We got Doug, for the sake of poker, for the community.
I don't see that happening, but if it goes down, I'm in. The only thing is this though, you can't let him fucking weasel his way out because that's what he loves to do. He loves to weasel. And so if he starts saying like stuff that's not true and lies, you gotta step in because you can't be like well, debatably, maybe someone debated again. Like you have to, there are facts, Joey. There are facts, and those need to be upheld.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I got to be honest.
You're already.
Hear exactly what the debate would. It would just be me putting out a topic, you two chiming in about it, giving your takes on the situation, and going from there.
Yeah, but like he's already like he tries to manipulate things into be like what he wants them to be. Like there's just like we've talked about this to death, man. I don't know. Do we even really want to go down this road? It's like this is the subject. Like nothing new has happened. You know, it's just like the same shit over and over again. It's
Yeah.
not even like very interesting. It's just like repetitive. So it feels like we should like probably move on and just let people get scammed, and that's just it.
So you think people are still getting scammed?
Is that a no? You don't want.
Well, Poppy over here. I don't know.
I mean, like, it's just so repetitive. Obviously, the S&E guys got scammed. Obviously,
okay, of
straight
course.
scam.
Right.
Obviously, the affiliates got scammed when they just like had all the
affiliates got scammed.
Oh fuck, Joey! You didn't know about this?
Are you for
Affiliate
real?
Poppy might get upset.
They took advantage of the poor affiliates.
Did you know about this story?
If they did that to me, I would be fucking pissed. I would raise.
Actually, you know what?
I would raise hell.
Joey, actually, Stars had all these lifetime affiliate deals where they gave their affiliates a cut for life, and then they decided, actually no, and they cut all the money.
No.
And I just realized that approach makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Because honestly, fuck the pro affiliates.
No.
I never said that in my life.
Don't say it, Doug.
Maybe it's time. Maybe we gotta take a page out of the old Poker Stars book here.
No, you can't cut my affiliate deal with Upswing. Don't do it. No. Please don't do it, Poppy. Please. My God, I took advantage of those poor affiliates. RIP 25% commission deal.
Never forget.
God damn it. They really, oh my God, it's going to be a tragic day. I cannot believe Stars did that to those poor affiliates. Those guys are working so hard collecting lifetime revenue off those guys they signed up 5 years ago. God damn it. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it, Doug.
I like you took a shot at the affiliates there. It's a weird shot.
I used to know someone like I didn't. I mean, the thing they did was they message you constantly. Hey, you want to put money on this site? You want to put money on this site? And then you put money on the site, and then the site takes the money. It's like, okay, all right. That was my first experience with an affiliate.
Yeah. Well, you know, the bottom line is like if you make a deal, you gotta abide by it. You know. Apparently you don't. People love to not do that, but in my book, in the world of gambling, if your word's your bond. If you say you'll do something, you come through on what you say. Like that's just the way that I am. I know a lot of people are like that, and I think that it's a good way to live your life. And if you tell someone, hey, you're gonna get a lifetime deal when you do it. If you do this thing for us, then you get a lifetime deal. Not like a lifetime deal until I just don't want to do it anymore. That's not the way that things work.
Yeah, but if someone takes over the company and they take it public and they got to raise money for this, or they got to raise whatever it is, they have a legal obligation to the shareholders to do that. You know, yeah.
No, they don't have a legal obligation to the shareholders to do that. Well, like what they do with the affiliates is probably illegal, but the thing is, the money is all split. Like maybe it could be a class settlement or something. I'm not entirely sure what like the legal terminology would be, but it's so fragmented that it's tough for people because I know of people that are like, well, I was making like 500 a month or like a couple K a month, but now it's gone. Like, is it worth taking them to court for this amount of money and all the legal fees and like whatever? So maybe someone, I'm not involved in that, but maybe one of those parties needs to try and get everyone together and go after them. Certainly could be potentially worth the effort. But you know, you make a deal, man. It's just like that's the way the world is.
I'm trying to think if I'm sure I've made deals that. I don't know, man. I'm not perfect either. I don't know. Things happen. Now, you never made a deal and you never want to follow through with every deal you follow through with. Is that
well, hold on here. So there's various degrees. So I would like to say on every deal that I have ever made, I have acted in good faith. I would certainly say that. Have I followed through on everything I've ever said I would do? I can't think of any glaring places that I didn't in terms of like, you know, making a deal. And I'm not saying like I made a video where I was like, tomorrow I'm putting up a video and then it was like fucking 2 days later or a week later or whatever. I mean like serious deals that I made with someone where we signed a contract. Then yeah, I've come through on my end every time.
Okay, that makes sense. Simple enough. I'm trying to find this photo I wanted to ask you about. There was a photo posted recently by young Patrick Leonard. You're familiar with Patrick Leonard, Party Poker ambassador, BitB staking head of BitB stake. You know Patrick Leonard, correct?
Yes.
So did you get a chance to see a photo that he posted?
What did he post?
He posted a photo of the BitB staking headquarters. Did you get a chance? Did you get?
I did. I saw your video about this where you were talking about what was GTO not.
Poker Twitter investigation video. I think all my poker investigations are going to go on Twitter. But yeah, he posted a video of his setup, and he was posting it to sort of, he was very proud of it. He wanted to show it off to the people out there, and then some people. He was very shocked and surprised that people had any negative reaction to it. And what are your kind of thoughts? Let me pull up the picture out here for people that didn't get a chance to see this. I did a breakdown of it, by the way, as well too. I did a Twitter investigation video breaking down the photo because I saw a lot of things in there I had questions about. All right, here, let me get it up for people here. So we got this photo he posted right here, BitB headquarters. So I made a video. And by the way, guys, listen, you see my man in the white here? You got to make sure that your arm is level with the armrest. So right here, see his elbow right here? It's off the armrest. You want to have that elbow on the armrest. So you want to raise this chair up. And you're going to want some support, especially on a wood table or a plastic table. You're going to want some wrist support right here. You need some more support for your hand, because what happens is all the mental energy, they start getting pain in your arm and you start being uncomfortable. It just takes away the focus over a long period of time. So if you want to be a true grinder, you're going to need to make sure that you have a more GTO setup with your chair, with your mouse pad, and with everything like that. And also, I mean, you probably want a railing up here in this top part too. And I don't know, there's a lot of things going on in this photo. But what were your thoughts on this photo when you saw a photo like this posted, Doug? Was this like, that's cool, that's awesome, or like, why would he post that, or what sort of your thoughts about that?
Well, it's interesting because when I see this photo, I think I've definitely seen many poker setups with people in this type of setup.
Me too. Yeah.
But usually playing game types that they're never going to be at the same table, right? Like I guess so if all of these guys are playing different tournaments, it doesn't matter, right? Like no one cares, I assume. Like why on earth would you not be allowed to sit near people playing poker? That would just be kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, let's all like play the same tournaments and like help each other out, then that's not acceptable.
No, Pad said they don't speak to each other about anything.
No talking is allowed. That makes sense.
There's no talking going on. They've never traded information during a session. They've all this stuff like that. That's what he said.
What if you pick up some live tells, right? Like what if you see a guy who's like, maybe leaning a little bit over, right? Maybe
they've never seen that. They've never seen anything like that happen.
So what you're saying is they sit like this with no moving or talking
the entire session. They don't say a word.
Are they allowed on messaging programs, or is that not allowed in the setup?
They are.
I don't see one. I don't see one right there with that guy with the water with the two mice. Why does that guy have two mice?
I've been trying to figure that out for 2 weeks.
What's the second mouse for?
That's what I was wondering. I don't know. He's got the lobby open on one. He's got the stars table here. He's got something mixed in here. He's got this. I actually don't know what this is right here. This little black thing, and he's got two mice.
What if we zoomed in and we found Skype open? Would that change your opinion about this whole getup? Because to me, I think that would be the nail in the coffin.
Me personally, I don't have.
What is the guy in the red doing? You see how everyone's okay. So everyone's face is parallel with the monitor, right? Facing it upright. Guy in the red is noticeably not facing the monitor.
You're asking the question that I was going into. Exactly.
Can Pad's account, do we know what date this? October 14th. I assume, given that there's not that many tournaments, probably in the afternoon. Does Pads know on October 14th around 4 p.m. Pacific time what man in the red was doing, not looking at his monitor? Because for all we know, that could be a chat program. Then he could be messaging the guy with two mice to put his hand the other mouse to click for someone else's monitor. And that's just not something that we can prove.
Damn, you're right, man. I didn't even pick up. I saw he had the laptop. I don't know why they big time that guy and didn't give him a separate monitor, because everyone else has a monitor, and they big time that guy and just gave him the laptop. But yeah, I don't know. And this whole setup here with the router on the floor, the railing, there's like a lack of support on the stairs. Like the stairs you can step through. Just a lot of real issues. The TV up here sort of like faced a weird angle, and the beanbag chairs over the one trophy, Doug. You pick up on the one trophy. Just a lot of things happen in this photo.
It definitely makes you ask more questions than questions it answers.
I could do a whole entire hour podcast on this just this. I got a lot of questions. The 2 security cameras up here, can they read the cards?
Well, maybe you know what this means, by the way, those security cameras. We actually have the footage of what Guy in the Red was doing here. So we could tell Pads that if he wants to clear his name, we're gonna need the footage from October 14th. The entire day will do. And then we can look through the footage to see if there was talking. Because if there wasn't talking, I think it's safe to say that Pads is in the clear here, presuming that Guy in the Red isn't on Skype right now. But if there was talking, I think this might just be bad news for the entire BitB staking organization. And Joey, I hate to say that because I have followed BitB staking for at least this entire time we were looking at this picture, and it's just sad to see how far they've fallen.
You think so? I mean, I don't know. Didn't you see the graph Pads post? The graphs that Pads post are all winning graphs.
Pads once told me that I was not top 1,000 tournament players and that he knew plenty of guys playing $10 tournaments who had better win rates than me. And I'm looking at this picture.
These are the guys?
And I think these could be the guys. I think this could be the crew. There's like at least 990 more of them in the back. And
guy in the back? What they doing to this poor guy?
Dude, there's a wall. You don't know how many Tom Dwans they've got back there. There's a wall, Joey.
You think this guy's running the solver back there?
Well, he can't do it by himself. There's too many computers.
This is a really good point, Doug. You think he's running the solver back here?
How many people are... Okay, so it's 2 questions. How many people are back there? And also, do they have cameras back there? Because what if there's communication between those guys and the guys at the table?
That's a good point. That's true.
Oh, and now you're going to close it down, Joey? I'm starting to think that you're involved in this.
We got to... Hold on. Hold on a second, Doug. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm going to pull it up in Photoshop. I really want to zoom in here and take a quick look while we're live here. Hold on a second.
Let's zoom in.
I want to show people what a professional level investigation actually looks like when it comes to what I do here when I'm looking. The problem is it's a low quality photo. I actually asked Pads if I could get a video of him giving a tour of the place, and that way I can break the video down. And maybe if we're playing during the video, that'd be great. That way I get a lot of good angles to break down and make sure we can kind of clear.
Do you think we can get a court order for the footage?
That's what I was thinking. Do you think we can get in touch with? I'm not sure which country they're in, but do you think that we can get in touch with whatever country they're in and get some type of court order to be able to get to subpoena and see those cameras there?
Well, we're going to have to take this straight to the top because I think until we know why Guy in the Red was not looking straightforward, I think the jury is completely out. Now, I trust Pads. If he said, look, they don't talk, they're not allowed to talk, they're not moving, they maintain the same look no matter what their hand is. I'm inclined to believe Pads. He's got a track record of saying things that are not ridiculous. So I'd be forced to believe him. But if the video footage reveals otherwise, I just don't know. I just can't be held responsible for what happens next.
I think Pads sent the DDoS to my thing. My my Google Chrome's currently froze, but I can still hear you.
Wait, what? I can see. I got this. I can see this. What? Can you guys hear me? I can no longer see Joey, but I think you guys can hear me, which means we're hijacking this ship and we're sailing some new seas here. We're going to talk today about a subject that Joey will love. Why exploitative play is superior to GTO. It's the story he doesn't want you to know. It's a story he's afraid to tell you, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to tell you Joey's darkest secrets. He told me, he took me to the side the other day. He said, Doug, this is embarrassing for me, but I have to tell you.
Don't tell him.
I actually play exploitative. And GTO, it's all to make them think I'm not. My entire career is oh, hey, Joey, you're back. Oh, okay. Good to have you back.
What happened?
Nothing.
What happened? Yeah, I tried opening up the picture in Photoshop and my Google Chrome froze up. So I think they might have sent a DDoS attack after me and that shut it down.
Oh, no, we didn't really talk about anything while you're gone. So it's.
What were you talking about? Were you going on Charlie? Talking about Charlie?
We're talking about the guy in the red. The guy in the red. What was going on there?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm actually a little worried this guy may have been communicating something on some sort of cellular device in there. So, but kind of go back to the photo now. I want to wrap up on this picture though. So basically, we've brought up things. So Pads was in shock. He's like, I can't believe that anyone would say things are happening in this photo. And you can understand why people out there would look at this and say, while on one hand, it's really cool. It's great. There's a house. I think that's awesome. But on the other hand, you can understand why people be a little worried about this photo, seeing this from the site ambassador with the 7 guys lined up next to each other playing poker. And you can understand why people be hesitant to think that something's going on with that.
Are you familiar with some of the other moments Pads has had?
Like what?
Well, like the N bomb on Twitter incident.
No.
So Pads tweeted out asking everyone, what's something that you think that no one agrees with you on? And his was that you should be able to say the N-word, but I think he actually said the N-word on Twitter, or they typed it. And I would say overall, people took that pretty well.
Did they really?
No, they did not, Joey. They did not take that well. Are you kidding me? Obviously, that did not go down well. I want to say he ended up deleting it, but I guess I assume he deleted it. I don't know. Might be out there.
So what is that? What is this? How does this tie in with the photo?
I'm just saying that Pads' decision making at times can be a little on the aggressive side. I think there was another like moment last year where people weren't sure if he was like trying to angle to get someone to make a move with their cards. Do you kind of remember that? I forget what exactly happened with that one. Do you remember what I'm talking about though?
Isn't that allegedly? I remember I saw the video.
Oh, it's a video
I
of
didn't
it.
think there was anything conclusive from it.
Well, I think in the video he was saying he was going to fold no matter what, but like it looked like he was trying to get some information by pretending to fold. I don't know. But my only point I'm making is that Pads has had a little bit of a history of not the best decision making. As for this picture itself, I wouldn't do it unless like you're playing in different games. Like I've definitely been in places where like I was playing heads up with some dudes at a desk and like we weren't in any of the same games. And so it's like very different, you know, because like we're not going to be colluding in any capacity. If people have a problem with that, it seems a little bit much, but I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily give a fuck either way. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you, I saw that. I'm like, I made it. My first instinct was to make a joke. I said, man, let's keep these guys away from the ACR cash game tables because there's actually no security. These guys can go play. They encourage this. These guys need to go on ACR, pull up at a full ring table, get 7 accounts on there, and take the other 2's. ACR don't care. They want you to do that kind of stuff there. So I was making a joke saying, hey, you know, we got to keep these guys away from the ACR tables. And then it kind of went from there, you know, and then some other messages were exchanged back and forth. And then I was like, well, I probably should do a Twitter video about the picture. I'm just curious what people think. And I think some people out there really enjoy it. They think it's cool because they see what's possible out there and they aspire to be in a setting like that with other people who are playing poker at a very high level. There's other people that are worried about, well, you know, everything else happening in poker. Like, you know, I don't know, is it something out of line happening here? Me personally, I don't necessarily care what's really going on in that photo. It's going to happen no matter what. It's not like this hasn't happened.
Wow. How jaded you've become. How jaded you've become, Joey.
This isn't a new thing. People have been
posting. So cheating's okay if it's just going to happen anyway? Is this who you are now?
You think cheating? There's no cheating happening in that photo. They're just there's 6
guys
playing around.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you just said. When you're like, happens to ACR, it's going to happen anyway. Whatever you just said.
Yeah.
So this is it now. If cheating is going to happen, then we should all just fucking cheat. Is that the world we live in?
I don't know.
Is that what you want to tell
when it comes to
your grandkids? One day you want to be like, when I back in my day, you know, when it came to what's right and wrong, I said, fuck it, everyone's wrong, so might as well just cheat anyway.
That's a good question. That's a good question, Doug. For sure. If you're going to play an ACR and they encourage that to happen, why wouldn't you do it out there if you're a poker player?
These are dark times.
I know. I'm telling you.
These are dark times, Joey.
These are the things I'm thinking about. Let ACR, if they don't care, these ACR, Phil Nagy does not care. He's looking at the lobby with his hand over his eye. He don't know what's happening. He don't care what's happening. So if he doesn't care what's happening, this is the guy in charge of the site, Doug. So if the guy in charge of the site doesn't care if you're doing these things, why would you not do them?
When you sleep at night, do you dream of ACR bots cheating? Because like how like in like I think and this is some crazy, it's a crazy thing to say. I think you care more about the ACR thing than I care about the rake at Poker Stars.
100%.
And like that's scary because I care way too much about what's happening at Poker Stars. And I just how do you live your life, man?
This is why why do you think I'm like this now, Doug? Was I like this last year? No. Now I'm gone crazy. These people sent me mad. Like, you got this guy, Phil Nagy, talking on video. He's the one that said he wanted to stop these things. He's the one. And then he goes on the stream during his live cage event that he plays in, that he somehow competes in at actual level. Like, where is he playing poker at, Doug? Where is he better in his skill to be able to compete on the live cage event? Well, I don't know. Maybe on his fucking site that he has that he doesn't have security on because whatever reason. Like, no, I don't know. You know.
So you're saying that ACR, a website existing in straight up a black market illegally,
right,
is doing shady stuff. I don't know.
Why would you not go on there and cheat? Why not? If you're going to play, if you're sitting around saying ACR said I need to make some money, ACR is my option. Why would you not go on there and run 3 accounts, 3 different skins?
Because at some level, I want to be a good person.
I'm not saying for you. I'm saying in general, other people out there. You saying that makes you a good. Well, why does that make you a bad person? The site encourages it.
Why does cheating other people out of their money make you a bad person? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Are we saying if the site?
What do you mean you don't know?
The rules. No. Who makes the rules in this situation? Well, you make the rules. I make. If the site makes the rules, and that's what the site says possible.
Let me ask you this: if something makes you money and is legal, does it then make it okay no matter what it is?
Probably not.
Okay, well then that's your answer.
Right. So I think everyone's gonna have a different opinion on it too, though.
Well, there's definitely a contingent of people in poker.
We say in the past the site makes the rules. So if we abide by what the site says and the site they've done nothing about it, then
okay. So I see what you're saying, but this is actually a problem in poker. I've seen a lot of people make this argument, which is like, if it makes me money, fuck everybody. If I can get away with it and it makes me money, I'm doing it.
Doug, this is the number one thing I've learned this year. No, this is the number one thing in business, in poker. People that I've talked to, people that I have respect for, people that people look up to. That's the big way they approach things. And those are the decisions that they make. And that's what's allowed them to be successful to a large degree. And obviously not everybody's like that and everybody's done these things, but that's my biggest takeaway this year.
That's not true. That's simply not true.
Takeaway. True to me.
You don't have to, you can become extremely successful doing things the right way. 100%. You don't have to be a fucking scumbag. Like, there are tons of scumbags out there, and there are lots of very rich, successful scumbags. So you think if somebody goes on ACR right now and uses 2 accounts at a table, they're a massive scumbag? I think if you go to ACR and you're talking about like using the hands to remove cards and like cheat people out of money, yeah, I think you're a fucking scumbag.
Okay.
You're cheating people out of money. You're not cheating the site out of money. You're cheating people out of their own fucking money so that you can make money off them. Yes, you're a scumbag. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idealist. Maybe I'm an idealist, Joey. But
I used to be an idealist.
I am not someone that will ever support people making those kinds of decisions that hurt other people. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. These are the kind of things I think about the ACR. I say if they allow it, why don't people do it? Like, why would they're not being stopped?
Yeah, I mean, like, you just can't live your life like that. It's not.
That's why I don't play poker. It's just fucked up. I'm like, what's stopping someone from doing it? So if I want to go play on there, if someone else wants to go play on there, there's nothing stopping people from doing that besides their own moral thing. Do you want to do it or not? Like that's the barrier basically. So
look, man,
not everybody else is going to see it that way.
If you think you can get away with it, you're welcome to live your life however you want. But like, I want to sleep at night and I want to feel good about the things I put out there and do. And so if people are going to cheat other people out of money because they can get away with it, your goal should be to try to stop it, try and protect people, and then not be a part of it. And that's all you can do. I'm not saying bad shit doesn't happen in life. It does. I'm not saying there aren't scumbags who will make their way to the top. They will. I mean, fucking Bazov bought stars. That happened. But the thing is, that doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it what you should strive for. There are good people out there in the world that do good things. In fact, I think most people are good people. Yes, there are tons of scumbags. Yes, there are people who will try and put viruses on your computer to hack you and see your whole credit so they can take your money. Yes, there are people who will do online for cash swaps and you meet up and they steal your money. Yes, there are affiliates that'll go rogue and you lose all your money on your site because they got drunk and played high stakes. Yes, there are people out there who will try and repeatedly raise the rake on the sites that you're on. Yes, there are people that will run bots to try and play against you with a bot so they can beat you no matter what. Yes, there are people that are going to collude together to see what their hands are to use that information to beat you in a cash game. Yes, there are people who will backstab you on business deals because they think that they just want to cannibalize your user base and make money. Yes, there are people that will do all this fucking shit. But you know what the thing is, man? Regardless of that happening, you need to set an example that good people can win in this world, and that there is a reason why we should hold ourselves to some type of moral integrity. Because if no one does, what the fuck is the world even now? And that's not a world that I'm going to be a part of.
Okay, so what if you're competing in a game in an area where that you care a lot about, and you're competing in a fair manner, and you see other people around you succeeding, and they're not competing in a fair manner? Should you just leave that field? If you're in poker and you see that, should you just leave poker and
Yeah,
go
you
do
should.
something else?
Yes.
No.
If it comes down to only the cheaters are winning, then you should leave. My own opinion. And you know what? If you're like, I'm fucking, I'm going to cheat and make money. I mean, I understand like that. I understand you're valuing your own financial gain above like the integrity for other people, but that's just not who I am, and that's not something that I'm okay with.
Interesting. Someone said put the rant on Twitter. Might have to for sure. And these are questions you got to ask in poker. I mean, I think it's easy to say that and say that's how everyone should be out there. And then, but once you really are digging in there on an active basis, you're seeing what's happening with these sites and with people out there. I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of things going on out there that are not aligned for sure, man, in the poker world. So I think online poker, live poker, things you hear about, rumors you hear about, there's not a lot of good stuff going on. So, oh man, that's why I made MMA videos, I suppose. I assume that's why you're thinking about making other videos on a more full-time basis, because these are questions maybe these were questions all the time happening in poker. I'm sure they were, even back to the full tilt days. I'm sure people knew about what was happening with full tilt and ultimate bet, and they decided not to say anything about it.
Well, a huge problem in poker right now, at least in like the high roller scene, is like all of the soft play that's happening between people who have pieces of each other. That's a huge issue. And that's something that people just don't really talk about that much. But if you play in a tournament and groups of people have pooled their equity, they have an advantage over you if you haven't. They do, because they're essentially able to use their own equity, or their equity spread out amongst multiple people to kind of fuck over your equity. It only doesn't happen if there's no soft play that occurs. But when people have substantial pieces of each other, or you have a lot of a lot of regs who have very small percentages of themselves, well, then they might have the same percent of themselves as they have another guy. They are incentivized to screw you over. I'm not calling anyone out specifically. I don't watch high roller tournaments, but what I'm saying is that problem is the biggest problem in high rollers. You want to know another reason recs get demolished in high rollers? It's not just because they're worse than the other players. That's going to hurt them. But even further than that, the regs are incentivized to not bust each other because they're all swapping and just trying to chop the fish's action up. It's a huge problem, man. And so what happens is you end up having these groups of people, and I'm saying this with no knowledge, so I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just assuming that the American regs are all swapping. The German regs are all swapping. The like Russian regs are all swapping, and there's not as many of them. But like people have their groups and they all swap. And at some level, collusion occurs. Might not be super blatant collusion, but it's some. And whenever that happens, that money comes from somewhere. And you know where it comes from? The recreational players who aren't swapping. Huge fucking problem. But no one talks about it. Because like, what are you going to do? And they don't want to basically scare off people that are screwing over. That's a huge issue, man.
So what can be done about this, if anything?
I legitimately don't know. I mean, maybe if like individuals had to be like, maybe I'm just kind of like putting ideas out there. I'm not saying these are good ideas, but like, what if you had to disclose like who had how much of your action at the start of a tournament?
What if you didn't?
What do you mean? What if you didn't? We don't have to now.
If you didn't disclose it? What if someone had something you just didn't tell anybody?
Well, for tax purposes, like you have to report that money is yours, whatever your cut is. So like if you didn't report it, you owe 100% of the taxes. You would get super fucked doing that. You'd have to put it down. I'm not saying that's a great solution. I'm just saying it's like a potential. My point is like I don't know what the answer is, but this is one of the biggest problems right now in high roller tournaments.
So has this impacted the fields in high roller? I mean, I've heard recreationals talk about them not wanting to play in certain fields at Aria because there was a lot of the swapping going down there. But
dude, I haven't really all the time going down. And I know what a lot of guys did. They did the same thing that I always did, which is they had more of themselves than people they swapped with. And so like when you were in a spot, you're always more incentivized for yourself to win. And then above that, there were a lot of guys that do the right thing and just try to play exactly the same as they would normally, like even when they're against one of their pieces. But there will be people who don't, or there will be subconscious spots where maybe you're a little less likely to be aggressive because of someone that you have a piece of. And all these things that occur that you wouldn't do against someone that you have 0% of. It's going to happen, and it's a huge issue. I actually don't even know what the solution is, Joey, to be frank with you, but it is a major problem.
The solver does not solve this issue, huh?
I don't think solvers account for ICM considerations, so no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of one of those subjects where that the player field's so small that people, I mean, end up really not caring, because why would they have some care? Because they don't play in there. They don't really understand what's happening. They only hear what maybe people talk about what's happening, but they're not a part of it. So they can't really understand why it's good or why it's bad or why it hurts the games. And I think that's a big reason why we don't see people talk about it, is because people just don't have knowledge about it. And if they did, what are they going to say? Who's going to care? Where's it going to go? And then, yeah, people get over it.
Yeah, it just kind of is what it is at this point, I think.
Let's talk about some positive things going on in poker, Doug. Go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna open the floor up for me.
We covered it. Running Up Reno, great event. Shout out to Jason Somerville. They're doing some really good things there.
I went to that once. I had fun. It's a cool thing to get going.
They're doing some great stuff there. We have the Poker Stars 25K coming up in the Bahamas. I think that'll be a great event out there. We have Poker Central's doing some pretty good stuff as well too.
Short deck's on the up and up lately.
Short deck hold'em's on the up and up. That's true. It's making the rise. Triton Poker's putting out some great content on their YouTube channel from some of the Asian games with my man Paul Fua, Mr. Smiley himself, and a few of the other guys in the mix. I think Jay Kuhn's been in that mix. Tom Dwan's been in the mix. Patrick Antonius been out there. There's some really good content out there too. So I think there are some good things happening out there. Doug, you seen any of the Triton Poker stuff at all? Any of those short deck games?
Yeah, I covered one of the hands the other day. Yeah, some interesting stuff. It's a little bit harder analyzing it just because it's not a game that I've played. So like I have to think about things a little bit more, and I'm certainly less of an expert in that area than I would be a traditional no limit hand. But I think it's fun. I think it's cool that it's a variant that you can jump and understand very quickly, but it actually operates fairly differently. So I like it. I think it's cool.
What do you think about getting a chance to see Tom Dwan back in action, battling it up with the recreational Asian men, businessmen?
Meh. I mean, whatevs.
No, not overwhelmed by that.
I don't really, Joey. I don't watch poker, to be honest with you. It's too boring. I watch poker when I'm looking for a hand to review.
What about for the fans of poker who are excited to see Tom Dwan back in action?
Yeah, no. If you love Dwan, that's a great place to be, or any of those guys that are, yeah, Roble, some of the online guys, some of the Asian guys. If you like those guys, it's obviously good for you.
Do you think that the more we see of people, the less mystique they have around them, and the less we see of them, the more mysterious and the more we hold them to high regard? But then when they start coming around and playing more and being more active in poker, we sort of lose that feeling that we maybe once had about them.
This is a question that you're posing to me that we talked about the other day. So it's again funny. You're like hinting at a subject that we talked about already one-on-one.
For the subject, this is a question I just personally have for you.
Oh, well, I mean, like, yeah, obviously, the more you know people, the more you get to know them, the more you realize that they're just normal people. And like, you know, when you look up to a high stakes player, or you look up to someone, and you're like, yeah, that guy's probably like crushing everywhere. And then you get to know some about them, and you're like, oh, this is a person. They have weird things because people are weird, and like, you know, this is not really that mysterious. They just like are good at poker, or they are lucky at poker, or probably some combination of both if you look up to them. So yeah, no, people are just people, dude. Like even well-known famous people, guess what? They wake up, they're gonna have to take a shit. Like everyone's the same. It's just the same stuff.
Wait,
it's like,
you're saying you took a shit today? Did you take a shit before the pod, or after? Are you gonna take one after the pod?
This is the really hard-hitting news.
Well, I don't know.
This is the hard-hitting news.
A famous cryptocurrency and a poker YouTuber. Of course, I don't know. Are you shitting or are you not shitting? You told us everyone's the same.
I can confirm we're having no problems on the shitting front, Joey. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I don't know. You listen. You put out something. I'm just asking you a question. I want to know if you took a shit today.
There you go. Thank you.
Very hard-hitting stuff. Very
hard-hitting stuff.
Think about it. We don't see Phil Ivey much. So when Phil Ivey comes, and by the way, I mean, okay, we don't see Phil Ivey much. So when Phil Ivey comes around, I think it's always glamorous. Phil Ivey gets to play again. But then the more we see of certain people, you know, it's like, okay, he doesn't really say much on there. I don't know. I don't know if he still has that same mystique. Maybe some people out there, they feel that way. So let's get some shout outs, Doug. You ready?
I'm ready to take a break here. You go for it. I'm gonna
Are you going to take a shit? Are you for real? Hold on, let me get some shout. Who we got in the chat, man? Who we got out there? My man Wayne Chiang over from Live at the Bike. What up, Big Wayne? What's happening, Puppy? What's going on, man? My man Harbs in the chat. What up, Harbs? Always doing some good work out there. My man Tung Huang. What up, Tung? What's happening, Tung? Put that tongue in my mouth, Puppy. What's going on, man? Who else we got? Chris P, Nick, Natty Jedi. Who else we got? Trevor Fono, man. Dance Queen, Dancing Queen. What's up, Dancing Queen? Dan Smith, 09 Poker. I don't think that's King Dan, but another Dan Smith. What's happening, Dan? Wizard Tower. What's up, baby Joe? When are you going on Joe Rogan's podcast? I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll see. Oh, my man Doug Polk in the chat. What up, Doug? What's happening?
Hey,
Ricky in the chat. Jeff Rutland. Matt Kirk, Oregon. Man, Joseph Cawthron. Jack Fleming. What up, Jack? Why don't you go, Jack? Well, no, never mind. Allie Bro, what's up, Allie Poppy? The hooker aficionado, Allie Bro's in the chat. Mr. Thailand, Mr. Ladyboy Grinder himself. What's up, Poppy? What's going on, buddy? John Barnes, what's up, John Barnes? Sun King. Julie Knipe, what's up, Julie? You can give Joey, can you give a shout out to my wife? What up, Julie? What's happening, wife? Make sure you're taking care of each other. Make sure you're pleasing each other. Make sure you're having an active, healthy, open communication and an active, healthy, open sexual life, man, my friends. Don't let it get stale. Shout out to you guys. What's going on, man? What's happening? Marco All In, Big Poppy. Shane Monks, what's happening, Shane? What's going on? Nick, what's happening? Kyodatar, what's happening? MS, Aquaback. Whew. BR, I am the Dax, man. Mataji Katajo. What's happening? Doug, what are you doing over there? You want to give a shout out?
No, I'm just like catching up on some emails.
Give a shout out, man.
I'm not gonna be baited into this shout out nonsense. You got your peeps, you gave them a shout out. We're good. I'm good, but let's carry on.
You have no shout out to give. What do you think about the Charlie Carroll made the video? People asked about Charlie Carroll made the video. He did the bankroll challenge, had him on the pod. I like that guy a lot. People say, you know, he talks about some weird stuff. I like that. The weirder shit you talk about, the more I like it. So shout out to Charlie Carroll. What do you think about him? He said the fuck GTO and everything like that.
Yeah, no, he definitely had his shtick. But like at the end of the day, it's kind of whatever, man. I mean, like he's doing a challenge. It's got some people watching it. I don't know how it's going for him. I wish him the best of luck.
Did he win the challenge? Is the challenge won? Did he win it already?
I assume not, because I assume if he did, we would have heard about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Like, seems
Doug,
good to have people doing challenges.
Doug, there's something I really want to ask you about as well, too. It's recently we heard from Gus Hansen. You know Gus Hansen, correct?
Yes, I'm
Gus
familiar.
Gus Hansen was recently on the Poker Central podcast where he talked about how I pretty much laugh at players that think they play GTO. What are your thoughts on this?
Gus Hansen laughs at people.
Gus Hansen, quote from Gus Hansen, I pretty much laugh at players that think they play GTO.
Well, that's fair. No one plays GTO. But it also has a lot less weight coming from Gus Hansen. Like if Ben Solsky said that, you'd be like, all right. But when Gus Hansen says it, it'd be like if Gila Evertake came back to poker and was like, I laugh at people saying they play GTO. You'd be like, ooh, not sure how you got into that one, but yeah, it's not the most believable thing there. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you don't think he's still playing a lot of poker in the Bobby's room, the high stakes mixed games, and going through the ups and downs of that. You don't. No? Okay.
Oh, I mean, maybe he had a great summer. That's all I can say.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't know if he did.
I think it's going to be a great summer too. I think the one coming up.
He's great at creating catchphrases. That's for sure.
Gus Hansen is just like the number one, like funniest guy in poker. Like he doesn't do a lot of like social media stuff, so you don't really get to see that side of him. But if you ever meet him in real life, his just general demeanor is just so goddamn fucking funny, man. I can't even do it justice because like
he does do a lot of social media stuff now, right?
He posts like some Instagram, but it's not like he does like that much stuff.
He posted a video of him in sandals at the gym.
Okay, wow, really? So is that a ton of content now?
A video of a girl ripping his shirt open.
Is that in your music video?
That's in the music video. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what's a ton of Joey? You've put out. I'm just gonna guess here, and I haven't crunched the numbers. So I'm gonna go with 97,000 hours of podcasts.
Okay.
And you're gonna say Gus Hansen's 1 hour total is a lot of content after all 162,000 hours of your content. I mean, Joey, that's 400,000 hours of podcasts. And you're just going to say that million hours of podcasting that you've done is the same, is a lot, just like Gus Hansen's 15 minutes of content. Is that what you're saying? All 10 million podcasts that you've done that are each 7 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same thing.
Fair point. Very fair point. But goddamn, isn't his Instagram entertaining, Doug? Fuck, man. Really is.
I don't go on Instagram, dude. Instagram's fucking shit, bro.
Doug, what do you do for fun? What are you doing for fun right now? What's like what when you wake up and you get what's getting you fired up? What's getting that passion going? What's getting that blood boiling?
Well, I do videos. I've been on the health grind for the last 6 months, pretty solidly overall. I watch a lot of football. I like football. Watching a little basketball lately, and I play some video games, man. Besides like doing all like the business stuff, but like you mean for fun, like yeah, I'd probably like watch.
Up, man. What are you excited about right now, man? What's your favorite?
I'm excited to make some fucking vids, dude. I already told you that. I'm waking up. I'm ready. My body is ready.
You ain't gonna do 2 and then quit, right? You got 20.
You do 2 and then quit. I've done fucking 450 goddamn videos in my life.
For me lately, Poppy. What you done for me lately?
I have averaged over a video every 2 days for the last 2.5 years.
Out a video every day for the next 3 weeks. I bet you can't. I bet you don't got what it takes, Poppy. I don't think you know what? I don't think you do.
See, here's the problem though. I have an editor, so I can't put him on the line for this because I'll record something every day of the week. How about that?
Okay.
I'll record a video every day for the next 3 weeks.
You back in my content life, Poppy. I don't care if it's poker. I don't care if it's fucking golf. I'm not going to watch the golf, but I'm
not going to watch the golf either.
Doug, we need you in the ring. We need your spirit. We need your energy. We need your excitement because then I get
excitement.
I get the energy. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. All of a sudden, I'm making a video about the fucking what happened to the people that crashed in the train in 1942.
No, don't do that. No conspiracy theories.
Oh, all right. You sure? Damn it. Okay.
Okay, maybe 1 or 2, but you can't be no going crazy on the tinfoil hats.
Thank you. I got to get.
I'm in there, bro. I'm making content daily now. I'm gonna at least record. I can't say it's gonna be out daily, but I'm in there. I can control what I make, and so I'm in the mix.
Doug, I haven't told you this. I'm actually working on a YouTube video right now.
Is it called the Doug Polk is back on the podcast?
Well, no, I'm actually working on a video investigating Alex Torelli and what he's been up to lately, and if he's currently still in the essential oil business, or if he's in the cryptocurrency business, or if he's more focused on poker coaching and poker content right now. So I've actually been genuinely curious what he's been up to. So I'm going to go into there and check that out.
That's the report that nobody's asking for, but also nobody wants to see.
What? Nobody's asking for it. Nobody wants to. I want to see it.
All right, one person. Actually,
bro, what's up with this, man? What's there?
I'm kidding. I kid this, Torelli.
My man, Double A, angling Alec. No one will angle you like Double A will angle you, man. Marco G says, "Can we talk about Marley? Have you watched the video blogger Marley recently?"
I have heard about her. We talked about this the other day. I clicked on I saw the thumbnail about poker boyfriends, but then I realized it was going to be a vlog, and so I didn't watch it. But I heard afterwards that apparently she's fucked some people, and
no, she's fucked everyone in poker, Doug.
Sorry, I fucked everybody. Well, I know one guy she didn't fuck. Right here.
Yeah, she didn't fuck me either.
Two guys. That's 2 guys she didn't fuck then.
We actually recorded a video last night. We were out there on the streets, and me and Marley recorded a part of a video that I'm going to be making a video about some of her videos very soon. But I'm excited to see what she's got, man. She's got some creative ideas.
In what manner?
Listen, I'm not. Listen, man. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just saying, I'm interested to see what she's got to offer in the poker vlog streets and the Instagram streets out there. She's put out some vlogs out there. It seems like people really enjoy them. They've been loving them. There's a lot of engagement. There's a lot of views out there. I think it's cool for poker to see that sort of thing go down, man.
I don't know. Okay, so I got mixed feelings about this, Joey, because on one hand, I think any kind of little thing happening in poker is good because like beggars can't be choosers. If we got anyone like causing a stir, why not?
Okay.
Unless you're palming chips at the roulette table. But the other side of it is like this does look pretty bad for women in poker overall.
That's what women have been telling me. Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, so you had this girl who come in, she's like, yeah, I fuck people, like whatever. Like I don't know all this stuff. I don't want to say something that she did or didn't say, but like my understanding.
What she said.
I guess that is what she said. And I think like a lot of women in poker are fighting to remove that stereotype and stigma. But the tough thing is that there are a lot of women in poker who are laddering 100%. I've seen it happen many times. And then there are also a lot of women who are not. So like the question is like when someone comes in and very blatantly is, I guess I wouldn't say she's specifically laddering per se here, but she's at least giving off the vibe that she is willing to do so. I think a lot of women just feel like that's kind of disrespectful to the girls that are actually trying to play poker well. What do you think, Joey?
Well, I've actually heard that from other women. I talked with Marley about this last night, and I think we're going to talk more about it upcoming here on a podcast. Maybe we should talk about her content too. But yeah, no, I think her strategy, her way of attacking that or bringing light to that issue is by making an obvious joke out of it, and then from that point in time, she can then build up an audience, and then she'll be able to have an opinion and be able to try to change what the perception is of women in poker. But I guess maybe her thoughts is she can't get to that point if she doesn't, I don't know, sort of take this strategy right now.
Now I've seen this play in other industries. Mm-hmm. I remember there was some woman or girl or whatever who did like when I get to 1 million subs, I'll send nudes to everyone, right? And when using that to build a platform, and it was like supposed to be like a gimmicky thing to build a platform. But then you get there, and then here's what you realize: the people that follow you are there because they want to see your tits.
Damn.
And then if you've built your audience around that and they're like, well, now I'm changing gears, people are not interested anymore because like they're there for a specific reason. So the whole like, oh, I'll just like get the audience and then switch over and like worry about it later. Well, that only works if the switch is into something you're really good at and a lot of people are interested in. And if that's not the case, then like it's not going to work. So you got to be careful with that road, I think.
Buy or sell, Doug. Let's go back to table talk. Buy or sell. Marley, the future vlogger Marley. What do you think? I'm buying, Doug. I think she's on the rocket ship, man. I think she's on the upswing. I see success in the stars. Last time I said that about my man Will Kasuf, I may have been wrong about that, Doug. Buy or sell? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking the sell on the Kasuf. No, that's for sure.
Come on, get out of here.
Yeah. I took it then. I'll take it now.
Oh my gosh.
It's no different than your humor, Doug. Is it the same? Is it the same?
Doug, when I was talking to her last night, I was like, wow, she sounds exactly like Doug does in some of these things she's saying. Like she did stand-up comedy, likes to work in jokes, like I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I got to get you two get along. You two be able to create some fun.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not in the vlog streets. We'll just go there. I'm selling, bro. I think this is just one of those things where it's like big right now. And I don't even know how big we're talking, but like it's one of those things kind of on the up and up in terms of like what people are talking about, but it's going to become gimmicky and then it'll be played out. And like really the people that tend to last are the guys that actually, or girls, the people that tend to play poker tend to have a lot more ability to continue to build their brand, establish themselves, play poker at like a serious level. I think
she plays poker she plays poker. She's a grinder, man. She grinds most days.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Play serious poker. Like play like mid to high stakes poker at a serious. You know what I'm saying?
Plays 2-5, 5-10.
Joey, if you act stupid here, get the fuck out of here.
I'll stop. I know what you're saying. I'm kidding. I'm stop. I get what you're saying.
What are you saying, Doug? She plays 2-5. Like, who's this fucking guy? Who's this fucking guy?
What are you gonna go play? I'm sure. Listen, if you're telling me she can't go play any higher stake game and sell action, I don't believe you. Of course she can. So I don't know. She could go play.
It must hurt sitting on that fence.
What do you say?
What? Anyway, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too early. Time will tell. No, but when I see this kind of thing, I think this is going to be a gimmick that will be played out. That's my initial thoughts on the Marley subject. But who
Doug,
knows? I don't know.
do you think that it's sad or not sad that a woman can, or even a person in general, can start doing vlogs on YouTube, do 6 or 7 vlogs, and build up an audience and debatably more influence on poker players than people who have been grinding in poker, man or women, for many, many years and are debatably winning poker players?
I definitely don't think it's sad
Okay.
because it's like it's a fair game in that anyone can make content and people watch what's interesting. So if someone's more interesting than you, and so they want to watch her instead of you, I don't really see what's sad about that. YouTube videos are not about being a good poker player. If they were, then no one would be, that makes YouTube videos would be making them.
Really sad from who's going to watch who, but just sad. Like, let's say, because I know from a lot of people in poker that they definitely get upset when they feel like they've worked super hard to get respect for their results, for their poker ability, but they don't get the recognition or whatever that they think they should have, or anything, I guess, related to that. And then they see someone else come along who does a few vlogs or does a Twitch stream or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're famous. People are like, I love that person. They want to whatever. And I know a lot of people resent that and get upset about that. And I mean, I know that because I've talked to a few of them recently. So that's where that comes from. And I guess just curious, like your thought, you think that's just the reality of the situation?
Well, I guess I don't really fully understand because there's content and then there's poker ability.
More related to poker.
Okay, so more related to poker, I don't think anyone seriously thinks of Marley in a she's really good at poker kind of way. Could be wrong. I don't know if maybe that's what people are thinking. So I don't understand. Are you saying that there are really good players not getting any credit and Marley is? Is that your point?
I think so. Not just her, it could be other people in general too. Her, other people out there that decided to do a certain type of content or put themselves out there a certain type of way, and then all of a sudden they're known in this industry of poker, whereas other people out there have been grinding for years, but they're not known at all, and they think they should be known, or they resent not being known, or whatever.
You keep merging like poker playing and content, and I keep not really. So like known for like, look, if you want to be known for playing poker, here's what you have to do. You have to win tournaments. That's the only real way you're going to become known. Okay, so if you're not playing tournaments, you're not going to become known. If you're not winning tournaments, you're not going to become known. In that way, it's pretty fair. The people that win tournaments become known. Now, winning tournaments isn't fair. That's a whole nother question. But people have like an equal chance if they played the same. They have an equal chance to win, and the better players tend to win more often. So, no, I don't think that I don't think that it's unfair in any way, really.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Do you think it's unfair?
I'm very indifferent, Doug. I'm going to be honest with you.
Are you just saying things to say things?
I'm incredible. I'm just telling you, people have been telling me lately, man. I've been talking to a lot of people. I'm my ears on the street. I personally don't care either way. Like, I think it's cool. It's fun. I know some women are upset. Some women are happy about it. Some men are happy. Some men are upset. Like, people are happy, upset about everything like that. So I'm just curious what will happen next as an observer. And I'd like to see where this continues, because it could be something. It's new. It's different. I don't know. It's kind of fun for right now. We'll see what happens, man.
For what it's worth, I'm not saying that she will fail, and I'm also not saying that like stylistically what she does or what she does is bad or not, because I really have not watched it, so I can't give that kind of judgment on something I have not seen.
You got to check it out, bro.
My only point I'm making is like when I hear the headline, this is what a bunch of people told me. This girl just talks about all these guys she's fucked, and she's making vlogs.
It's a joke. She didn't actually fuck the guys, I don't think.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is when I hear that sentence, I think that it is kind of a gimmick, and I don't think that particularly has legs. Now, maybe she's got other things that she's doing or that are funny, or maybe I don't know the picture, and then maybe she'll do fine. But that's just my initial impression here.
What if I made that same video? If I go around the poker,
talking about all the guys you fucked, I think that would draw some headlines. I'd make a video on that, Joey. I'm sorry. I mean, I love you. I'd be like, dude, this guy.
So if I make a video on all the guys I fucked in poker, you're going to make a video on it?
It depends. Are you joking?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I am.
I might either way.
Exactly. What? I love how we're talking about this stuff. Like, we don't really care about it.
You know what? Yeah, it's just like...
Oh, it's just so funny. I'm like, literally, we don't care at all. It's just a funny topic. I mean, Poker, right? What do you talk about? The morning habits. That's what I'd rather talk about. Our morning habits. How do we get out of bed in the morning? How do we figure out what we want to get after? But people like these kind of talks, man. So I'm in on them, man.
You're the one driving the conversation. I've not even watched any of her videos.
I'm driving this thing off the rails, man. Come on. We're going down to the depths. We're going to the depths. Joey's come out of the closet already. That's right, Steve. I'm coming out. That's right.
Joey, let me ask you something. Do you watch poker vlogs?
Define poker vlog.
You know what a fucking poker vlog is. Do you watch them?
I watch the poker vlogs.
How many have I made?
Like 5.
Okay.
They're good. I like
Do you watch poker vlogs? No, you know exactly what I'm saying. You can't weasel your way out of it. You're weaseling around, dog.
They don't talk about. They're talking
Name the last vlog that wasn't Marley's that you've watched. I want to see those hands. You better not be Googling. Keep those hands in the air.
It was actually mine from last year when I missed registering for the World Series of Poker.
You watched your own vlog? Name one that's not yours. Name the last. No. Let me see the hands.
Hands are up. Okay, they're up.
What's the last vlog? Now he's checking the chat real quick. I saw the glance.
When Andrew Nemi played Pot Lemon Omaha at the Bellagio on a random day when it broke out, and he texted me about one of the hands that he played, and then I watched the vlog because I made a video about a hand from the PLO session.
Okay, that's fair. How long ago was that?
Well, Doug, 3 months ago.
Okay, so do you watch vlogs? No. Why?
Because they play Texas Hold'em. I don't watch Texas Hold'em stuff.
Is that it?
Dude,
I feel like we're driving somewhere here, chat. I think we might be able to get to the bottom of this.
What's up, yo? We're going to the RE right now. Dude did it, and then it's music, and then like some drone shots, and then some other shots, and then you go there and you play the hand. Listen, if I played live Nolan Hold'em, I would love these fucking vlogs. I would be salivating. I would be jacking off to the fucking poker vlogs, Doug. These would be heaven on earth for myself if I was in the live Nolan Hold'em streets, man. I would be loving these vlogs so much. To laugh at them, whether it's to learn, whether it's to love, whether it's to admire. I love these vlogs, Doug, but I play the great game of Pot Lemon Omaha, Doug. I don't play Nolan Hold'em. So for me personally, I don't find them that enjoyable unless it's a friend of mine doing the vlogs. And so if someone that wants to play the great game of Pot Lemon Omaha, I'm all in. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to devour that vlog.
Joey, that was a world-class answer. That's what separates you from the rest of the pack. It's your ability as someone who, I know you don't like vlogs, and even if they were PLO vlogs, you wouldn't be watching them, can take that question and turn it somehow into a good thing. You turn that into a good thing somehow. It's just simply unbelievable, bro. You're born to fly. This man's going to fly. How high, we don't know.
I'm going to start making vlogs about Pot Lemon Omaha, I think.
Me too.
Do you want to prop bet?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's see. How many? Wait. We're going down the wrong road, Joey. We've been down this path before.
We have. You're right. We're trying to get out of this path.
This is not what we were trying to do.
We always end up on this path. That's true. All right. You're right. We need to go down the non-content path. That's true. Let's take some questions from the chat, guys. Give me what you got in here. Give me what you got, chat. Wayne Gang, give me what you got. Doug versus Joey. Who can get more views on a PLO video reviewing the same hands? You ready?
Oh, we're doing that?
You want to do that?
No.
Okay.
What am I going to review in a PLO hand? I'm going to be like, all right, and then this guy's got 4 fucking cards. Looks everything looks good here. Sometimes that doesn't happen, Joey. Sometimes you get 5 cards. Am I right or am I right?
I just watched that yesterday. So sad. Doug, would you like to talk about the Live with the Bike merchandise that you made a quick video on?
It's some of the absolute most. It's very unique.
Let me show you guys. So Live at the Bike, my former people I had a job for out of line at the bike on Monday nights. So recently they've launched a Teespring for some merchandise here. We're actually gonna go ahead and pull up the merch. Hold on a second. Let me pull up some of the merch here. Let me get this link open right here. Damn, ludicrous. That's sick. Wow, Here's literally every design they have. Dude, you guys have, seriously, just wait, guys. You guys have to see this fucking merch. It is lit. All right, guys, let me show you what we're working with here, okay? So, yeah, I don't know.
You should give them a warning, like, guys, if you're not prepared for some super lit merch.
This is lit. Like, this is actually lit. Okay, so let me show you guys here. So Live at the Bike recently on their videos here, shout out to Live at the Bike, they have merchandise listed under here. So they have some Ludacris. They got my man Nick Bertucci. We're gonna have him on the podcast. Maybe he's gonna wear the shirt. And then if you go here, look at these, man. So this one right here, Israeli Ron, Queen 2 offsuits, a way of life, hinting to Israeli Ron. Look at this, man. Nice purple.
Oh, it's a good. It's and Joey, it's not one of those like cheesy purples. It's like a nice, solid, deep purple. You know, something you can wear.
Sick, dude. I would wear.
And they have that.
100%.
Also, I like that they have that in women's. It's really nice that the bike thought about all of the women that want to wear an Israeli Ron Queen Deuce is a way of life T-shirt, because normally women just don't get remembered in these spots, and like style knows no gender, Joey.
Well, if you like that one, Doug, let me show you a couple other ones, man. We got my man, I think Destin's got a shirt here. How many shirts do they have? They got a lot of shirts here. Well,
is that the Destin from Live at the Bike?
Yeah, that's a Destin, man. You bet at me on the champ with a picture of Dustin. And I like that. Oh my God, what's this?
Sexy.
What is this shirt? Wait, what is this? Hold on a second. Let me pull this one up, guys. I'm sorry.
Is this even allowed? Can you put this kind of content up on the internet without some kind of warning or label? Because it's getting a little hot in here, Joey.
You see this? This is cute. I like this. So it's a picture of my man Chris. You 3-bet. I'm all in. And if you want to pick up the women's slouchy sweatshirt, $47.99 over here on Teespring. I like that deal.
Very nice.
This is nice. Is this your favorite one, Doug? You ordered one of these.
It's definitely up there. No, dude, I would never do that stuff.
Yeah, tell the people you ordered one of these shirts.
Joey,
he's not decent. Okay,
you can't be ruining my punchline to future videos on podcasts.
No,
not cool, bro.
No one's gonna remember. Come on, did you really buy this shirt? You didn't buy this.
I bought this shirt as a joke for future podcasts, and now you're just blowing my spot. It's too good of a shirt, dude.
The shirt's amazing. I ordered one of myself.
Actually, I gotta come clean. I ordered 3. I ordered 3 shirts because I just couldn't help myself. I mean, who doesn't want to make flushes great again?
Dude, Gilda Plummer is the man. All right. I think this merch is actually sick. Look at this. Gilda Plummer making flushes great again. This shirt's awesome.
Peace.
You don't think so? Well, guys, if you want to check out the merch, you can go over to my guys at Live at the Bike's YouTube channel. Right below their videos, they have a Teespring link for their merch. You guys got to check it out. You guys got to at least pick up a Ludacris shirt, man. And if anyone out there does end up buying 3 or more of the merchandise here, please send me some sort of message or a email or something like that, and I will make sure that we get you something to say thank you from Live at the Bike people. Okay, man. I really appreciate the support for the Live at the Bike merchandise, man. I think it's pretty cool stuff, man. I applaud them taking a chance, putting some designs out there, getting it out there, and trying to make some things happen. So
it takes a lot of heart to put those specific shirts out there, and you got to give them credit where credit is due.
Dude, that Ludacris shirt's sick.
Whew.
I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. I don't know. You feel like you're kidding or not. I'm not joking around about this. Let me find some more questions up here. Lucas Michalix asked, anything new on Upswing? Do they plan to have PLO content? Doug, what's up with the Pop in Omaha content Upswing Poker?
That's a great question.
Still in the works. Okay.
In the works.
One last scoop stream, Doug. We plan to go to stream the scoop next year?
Probably not. But I did say there is a chance. So if I'm considering one last bon voyage, is that bon voyage? Yeah, one last farewell scoop stream. But I would say probably not. You know what? Actually, the biggest determining factor is for me, Joey. I love Vancouver. Vancouver is sweet.
Vancouver is pretty nice. Yeah.
What do you think? You lived there for a while. You like it?
I love Vancouver.
Vancouver is a great city.
Vancouver is one of the greatest cities I've ever lived in my entire life. I love Vancouver. It's awesome. It's small. It's compact. Everything's on the nice island there. You can go around there. You meet all kinds of different people. The weather's beautiful. Not really. Kind of. It's okay. Not that good. Let's be honest. Good environment. Good mountain view. An ocean view. They got the nude beach, Black's Beach. I went on my first date there one time to Black's Beach. Do you remember that, Doug?
Yes, I'm familiar with the story. Do you want to tell the people the story in its entirety?
What?
What?
What did you say?
Do you want to tell the entire story on that one?
Well, not really, no, but I'm just saying.
Okay, I don't have
All
to.
that there was because of you.
I know. You're welcome.
Matchmaking Poppy over here. Matchmaking Polk, man. God damn, thank you. The great city of Vancouver. That's true. So you might do one more scoop. Okay. And then someone else asked about your strategy when you wear sandals. Do you always wear socks, or is it something that you just like to mix in once in a while?
I almost always wear socks because here's the thing. I have really sweaty feet. Really sweaty. So if I don't wear socks, I start to have pools of water in the flip flop. So if I wear a flip flop, unless it's like a short, like I'm only going to be somewhere for like 30 minutes, I have to wear socks or else I start to flood. And so that's why there's the socks there. Also style. You just can't put a price on style.
All right, let's move on. What's currently your current schedule, Doug? What's your habits right now? What do you when you wake up? What are you trying to execute on each day? What are you trying to get done? How are you organizing that right now?
It's simple, man. We've been through this before in this podcast. Wake up, vid, do something health related, in the afternoon, like watch some sports or play some video games. Take it easy. Rinse and repeat.
It's not something strict that you stick to each time, but it's more sort of like.
You know what? I realized this about myself. You know how people can schedule out every minute of their day? I hate that. It like really drives me nuts, and I feel like I have no freedom. I like to wake up and have like a list of things that like I'm either going to do or I need to do on like on my Trello. I go through the list, I go through the schedule, and all the stuff I need to do. I just start to slowly try and knock it out and take care of the things that are most important first. And then like the next day I'll sweat that again. I really hate having a lot of obligations at set times because it kind of gives me anxiety and I feel like I'm not flexible. And so I try to avoid that when I can.
That makes sense. So you kind of set general things you'd like to get done each day, whether that's something with business or a workout or something with eating healthy meals or something with friends or communication. And then that is what constitutes a successful day for you when you think about, was my day successful and productive?
As long as I get a video recorded, take care of some business stuff, maybe get a workout in, eat healthy, yeah, that's a win, man. And then spend the afternoon, evening doing whatever you want to do. I feel like if you put stuff off, you're way more likely to not do it. You gotta wake up swinging.
So today you woke up swinging, you recorded a video, or what's the
yeah. So I just put up a video on my other channel. It's an election guide. It's basically like what's likely to happen in this election. I take a look at a couple of the races. There's some like funny clips that I found of at least like one of the races for governor where they're like talking smack and shit. It's so goddamn lame, dude. I can't believe how lame these guys are. Anyway, so I post that video. It's like basically what's likely to happen in this election cycle. Over on my other channel, and then I'm going to do I just finished recording a poker news, if you will, video for tomorrow on some of the big topics that we discussed a lot of them today. I put a plug in for this podcast in that video for tomorrow, so people can come back and watch this.
Damn,
I'm ready to go, dude.
Hooking your boy up, I like that. Thank you, Poppy, hooking me up with that, man. Give me that clout, bro. Give me that clout. We're losing it. Give me that clout. We're losing it, bro. We're losing it.
No, we're in our prime, dog.
We're losing losing the clout. We got to do a vlog. Let's do a group vlog.
I think this is a good time to end it.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't know when I'm going to be back with another podcast. I just need to get my man Doug Polk back on here because I love talking with Doug, and I think a lot of people out there really enjoy me and Doug getting together too. So now I know this hasn't necessarily been the most positive when it comes to poker-related topics, but rest assured that I don't know. I actually don't.
Where are you going with that?
I felt it would come to me. I was relying on my own probability, and it just didn't come to me.
But don't rest assured, there will be more vlogs soon from someone.
I just got nothing, man. I can't even make it anymore. Guys in the chat, I appreciate all the comments, appreciate all the questions, appreciate all the engagement that you guys give myself and Doug Polk out here. Let us know what you think about the video in the comments. If you go on Twitter and you let us know what you think about it, I will personally respond back to each person with a video thanking you and giving you some thoughts on what I think about you from your profile or from your comment. That is anyone that goes on Twitter and says, we like the pod, and tell me something you liked about the podcast. That's confirmed. I'm going to go wake up swinging right now, like Doug wakes up swinging each day. Doug, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks, man. I want to say thanks to everyone who watched today. A lot of friendly faces. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Much love, man. Make sure you guys sign up. Upswing Poker Tournament course link in the description below. That's it. Peace out.